Quick programming announcement. If you are listening, guess what? During the show, the head coach of the Chicago Bears got fired. So some of the content in the beginning is outdated in context. Enjoy Hoppe Hour.
Hey, you're listening to Hoppe Hour with Ryan Hoppe. This is Eric Zane. I don't know these two people, but I know they're fucking assholes. Mike Calta and Rover, suck my dick for what you did to Ryan. Fuck off. I love Ryan.
Hey, what's up? I'm Woody. That's Greg Gorey.
What's up?
Menace.
Hi.
Gina Grad.
Hey.
Seabass. There's Sammy.
Hello.
We are The Woody Show.
Yeah.
And you are listening to Hoppe Hour with Ryan Hoppe.
Attention, people. This is Southside Steve, and you're listening to the Hoppe Hour with Ryan Hoppe. Yeah, come on. Hey, this is Southside Steve out of Atlanta, Georgia, host of the Yeah, Come On show.
Welcome back to Hoppe Hour with Ryan Hoppe.
People often argue over Android versus iPhones, but the real debate should be middle-aged Gen X morning shows versus Hoppe Hour. Guess who wins? We will let you decide. Welcome back to Hoppe Hour with Ryan Hoppe.
Yes, now. What? Now. If I hit this button, boom, the whole program's gonna start. Okay, well, hit it. All right.
Now, something completely different. Smoke medical weed every day.
The following thoughts on Hoppe Hour represent Ryan Hoppe and that's it. Listener discretion is advised.
Live from Tampa Bay, you are tuned in to Hoppe Hour.
He's the voice of a generation that got screwed by the baby boomers. Welcome back to Hoppe Hour.
Hoppe Hour. Hoppe Hour. Hoppe Hour starts in 4, 3, 2. Hoppe. This is Hoppe Hour with Hoppe.
Where we at? Always going in, never doubt it. Never worry about the dollar. Need a source or trending topic. Be the hottest, search about his competition. Microscopic, never copied. I'm a giant rolling weed up, now we flying. H-O-P-P-E. 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 You already know Hoppe Hour in your system.
I am so glad, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, that Thanksgiving is over with. I have no problem with Thanksgiving. I am not against Thanksgiving. But I think it's because I'm a little traumatized because my dad died 10 years ago on Thanksgiving Eve. Thanks, Dad. No, I'm just kidding. But I am telling you, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, it's a disgusting holiday. We eat a bunch of food, get a stomachache, and it's supposed to represent family. And we got to talk about turkey. This whole thing that every year you got to have turkey. No, you don't. Why can't it be like prime rib or steak or whatever? The other thing, leftover ham gets so old after a while. I don't have a lot of leftovers. I went to a party at my friend Jesse and Melissa's, and they did a 10 out of 10 job. But I'm just saying, I didn't bring too much ham home because, after the third day, that taste of ham, you kind of get a rush. The first time you have ham in a while, you're like, oh, this is so good. Third or fourth day leftover ham, no good. But, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, another thing that's been on my mind when it comes to Thanksgiving is I don't know why they always have to show the Dallas Cowboys and Detroit Lions, even though the Lions are good now and fun to watch. It's very strange to me how we have to go with this old school legendary mindset, this tradition of, we got to show the Cowboys, we got to show the Lions. Why couldn't we show Patrick Mahomes or something? Or Josh Allen? I think that's the other thing is It's a meaningless game. Cowboys and Giants, they're not going anywhere. My goodness. I'm not saying Daniel Jones was the option and the savior of the New York Giants. But at the same time, Tommy DeVito, that guy ain't it. You know what else is not it? The Chicago Bears. As they don't just want to lose the game, they want to give the game to the Detroit Lions. I don't know the last name of the Chicago Bears coach. I believe I call him Eberfluff. I like it because he's all fluff. Matt Eberfluff, go fuck yourself. But you know what? I saw everybody because what happened was they had 30 seconds left and Caleb Williams got sacked on the play. And they didn't call a timeout. Usually any normal coach would call a timeout. Matt Eberfluff? No, whatever. Let's give the Lions the win. They're going to go farther anyway. But you know what is the most undiscussed thing about the Chicago Bears? It drives me mad. Drives me 10 out of 10 angry. Maybe 100 out of 10 angry. You go through a new quarterback, go through a new general manager, you go through a new coach, but you never go through a new ownership. Everybody talks about the owners of the Browns. I believe it's Haslam, or the owners. I think if he's still the owner, but the owners of the Cowboys for sure being Jerry Jones. And everybody talks about how like those guys need to let it go and sell the team. You know who really needs to sell the team? This is the most unspoken name in all of sports, the McCaskey family. It's owned by a woman who's like almost 100 named Virginia McCaskey, and they just kind of float her out there, and she's like, I think I know where I am. I think I own a football team, right? That lives off of 1985. This one year they had a really good team, and they made a rap song, and that was going on 40 years ago. So if the year was 1985, that would be like talking about a team from 1945. You're living in the past. And the first year I watched the Bears was 2006 when they went to the Super Bowl. So I'm like, oh yeah, we're just going to be doing this every year. Nope. Here's what drives me nuts though. It's kind of funny though. I called my family because they were all in Illinois and I felt really homesick. Like I wanted to be there. And I talked to my aunt, my other aunt, my two cousins, and my uncle. My uncle's the best. He listens to the show, so he's hearing this. I brought up the Bears game, and he goes, they did the same thing on Thanksgiving that they do on Sundays. They blow every game and lose it. I'm not moving from this couch. It's like, hell yeah, that's why you're the best. That was the best. It's the most angry Chicago Bears fan thing ever. Like, everybody thinks that because of the SNL skit that every Bears fan talks like, duh, Bears. No, my Uncle Phil is like your typical Bears fan. I'm not leaving the couch because they lost. I love that. But I was definitely a little homesick. And the Bears losing when they had a chance to win. And everybody looked confused. And the best part was I was at this party and I had an edible earlier in the day, this Delta 8 edible. And smoked the little doobies in the back. It was like a passing session. So I had all different types of marijuana in my system. Allegedly. And I went inside, and the 30 seconds was counting down on the Bears game, and I was like, what's going on here? I was like, you going to call a timeout? And then my friend's wife, who doesn't even really watch football, she's like, are they going to call a timeout? So when your friend's wife, who's a very smart woman, don't get me wrong, but when your friend's wife notices something on the couch while dipping chips into salsa, rather than the coach that's at the game on the sideline, Houston, we have a problem. And I was tripping. I'm like, are they going to call a timeout? And then the other dude I was with, Josh, he's awesome. He's from Sweatify. It's a gym locally. I'll be working out with him probably in January. He was hilarious. He was like, bro, the game can't be over with. I'm like, dude, I don't even know what's going on. I'm incredibly high. And the Bears, whenever I watch the game, they always lose. So I think I need to just never watch the Bears again. Like, if for some reason the Bears someday go to the Super Bowl with Caleb Williams, I'm just not going to watch. You know what I'm going to do? Just, do something else. Because the few games I've watched this year, they've choked. Believe it was this year or last year, they choked against the Panthers, and I watched that. And then this year, that was last year, I believe. And then this year, I watched them choke against the Commanders. And then this year, I watched them choke against the Lions. And I'm like, man, Chicago, you can blame me. It's not the McCaskies and all the other awful owners. It's definitely because of Ryan John Hoppe.
We're going to turn now to the NFL after the sides. Nothing goes better with turkey than some football. And
That's so corny. These daytime talk shows and these morning news segments, they need to get with the times. They have the funny puns that aren't funny. Then they got that delay where they'll be like, we're predicting that at some point the airport's going to get really busy. Out there is our lowly paid reporter. Hi, lowly paid reporter. And there's that 5-second lag where they're like, hi, Jen. Yeah, so it's crazy out here. It's like, what are you guys doing? It's not 94 anymore.
Melissa Adon joins us with the game that riled up fans the
Let's see how long this delay is.
most. Good morning, Melissa. Oh, yes. Good morning.
Even that 1 second, I don't understand. It's so cringe. I feel like I'm 5 years old watching the news in the morning, WGN Morning News.
Melissa.
Oh, yes. Good morning, Rebecca. It was a Thanksgiving duel on the field that we really didn't see coming. The Chicago Bears with a shocking loss and the Detroit Lions winning their first Thanksgiving game since 2016.
Hey, Detroit Lions fans that are listening, because we have a lot of listeners in Michigan, because I was on the radio in Grand Rapids. Do I have your permission to jump on board of the Lions? My heart broke when you guys went 0-16 back in, 2008. And I always rooted for you against Matthew Stafford and love Calvin Johnson. Can I please join the bandwagon? I don't hate you like the Vikings or the scumbag Green Bay Packers.
Look around, down the middle, and it is caught by
Bill Nord is. It was an action-packed turkey day on the gridiron.
Here comes Jamison. By Laporta.
It was an action-packed turkey day on the gridiron.
Here comes Jamison. Jamison hurdles. Wow, what a move.
The Detroit Lions sealing their 11th win of the season, the best record in franchise history.
Here's what I'm afraid about when it comes to the Detroit Lions. Here's what's making me a little nervous, a little concerned. They have one of the best records in football. Everybody's talking about the Kansas City Chiefs. The Detroit Lions are your typical Detroit team, like the 2004 Detroit Pistons, where they don't really get talked about, but they were the best defense ever. Whenever Detroit has good moments, they get overlooked because it's Detroit. So a part of me wonders, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, if it's going to be Detroit versus Patrick Mahomes in the Super Bowl, which I could not handle. I just feel like they're getting a little hot a little too early. I'd rather them be 10-7 and then get hot in the playoffs. It concerns me because when you have the best record and you have the 1 week off, the bye week in the playoffs, a lot of times that's when teams choke.
But it was this baffling moment from the Bears that gave Detroit the edge.
Oh, this is disaster in the making here.
The Bears, just 3 points behind and one timeout left, appeared to throw away the game as the clock slowly ticked down.
I'm not trying to say I could do a better job, but I played so much Madden in my life that even if I would get killed on the field, I would know, timeout, I just got sacked. Now I have more potential CTE.
Completely botched at the end by the Bears.
Coach Matt Eberflus defended his decision for not calling a timeout in the final moments.
Here's what they're going to say. I haven't even watched it yet because I wanted to hear it for the first time with the audience. It's the play call that we made. I would maybe change a few things, but
I like what we did.
Close enough. I don't even remember the last 7 Chicago Bears coaches since Lovie Smith, but all I know is that it's just the same mumbo jumbo from the coaches.
I think we handled it the right way.
What did you handle? You let the timeout go and you lost, you moron. And why are you throwing inbounds? Why wouldn't you throw out of bounds to get...
Didn't work out the way we wanted it to.
But commentators and distraught Bear fans took to social media, calling the final moments insane and egregious. J.J. Watt echoing the sentiments of many with his post, literal coaching malpractice.
I can't. I'm getting mad. I'm getting physically mad. There are some things I miss about the Midwest. There is one thing I do not miss. I do not miss having to be around people every year, and this is not me talking about my family, but people that go, oh my God, I think this is going to be the Bears' year. And then like sports radio is like, da 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 na 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 da na 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 na. Welcome back to the show. Is this going to be the Bears' year? And it never is. But this might be the Bears' years. I've noticed this trend recently enough. That was the X's and O's of Ryan Hoppe on talking about the NFL. You wonder why I only did 9 months of sports radio. But whatever. Here's what I'm saying. I've noticed this trend that a lot of millennials that were early 90s babies are now having kids. But you know what else I noticed? They're making the kids. They're having the process of completing inside a woman. But nobody, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, is getting married. I wonder how the boomer parents feel about it. Let me know. 856-49-HOPPE. It's 856-494-6773. Would you rather your son ruins his life, but you get to be a grandparent? Or do you like the no strings attached? All my friends are like having kids now, but they're not married. And then they're like, I think I might marry her. I'm like, bro, I hope you meant to not pull out. Because I am the pull-out champion. Yesterday, I had something funny happen. So there's this sicko that I go to by where I record Hoppe Hour. And the woman's name is Christina. And she listens to every one of my episodes. And she's awesome. But there's another sicko. I like going to sicko. There's another sicko by my house off of 4th Street. And this guy's an absolute scumbag. I can't stand him. It's not because he's a foreigner, but he's this fat foreigner, probably from like, I don't know, like maybe like Syria or something. He's really hairy, but that has nothing to do with his ethnicity. It's how much of a lazy moron he is. So I go to this sicko to get some Corona Lights. Remember when you couldn't drink that in 2020? I was getting some Corona Lights for my friend's Super Bowl party. And then I bought a few Mountain Dew kick starts. So I have about 5 things. And in the past, this guy almost never bags what you buy. He'll like kind of flick the bag at you as if that's an inconvenience. But it's like been like, before I'll have like a Delta 8 pen and like a Mountain Dew. So I'm like, whatever, I'll just carry it to the car. But I had like 6 things in front of me. And this asswife just tosses me the bag. And I just go, you know what, dude? Like, I like literally walked out without saying goodbye. I'm like, I felt like I cheated on the other sicko, because the other sicko I go to in Pinellas Park is so good. It's 10 out of 10. This one is about a 4 out of 10 on a good day. And a part of me was like, I feel like I can't let things like that get to me, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. But also, I'm like, you're a lazy moron, dude. Like, you can't do that for me. Like, I have to do your job, and then you're probably complaining about how much you make, but then you don't even do the bare minimum? How do you want it? Do you want us to give you a round of applause for how hard you're working? Or do you want to keep being a lazy moron? Another example of lazy morons. I've noticed this thing recently. There's all these fake quotes on like on like Facebook. The name of the page will be like Die Hard NBA Discussion. And it's got like 10,000 comments, and it'll be some fake like quote from LeBron. It's like, I am the best player of all time, and no one will ever even be in the same universe as me. And all the LeBron haters were like, see, this is why he's awful. Da, da, da. I'm like, he's more awful because he used to go to Diddy parties. But it's absolutely, positively nuts how easily people get manipulated and how easily people want to believe it. Another thing going on, I'm just doing a whole little monologue right now. And another thing I've noticed. So I'm on Ride the Wave Media Podcast Network, run by Just Blaine, who's worked for like every media company, and we will begin broadcasting live on his YouTube page, and that's going to be a 2025 thing. So there's a lot of cool things going on with Hoppe Hour. And he was like, I know you listen to a lot of radio. He's also like my mentor and almost like my agent, Blaine. He's worked for like Big Boys Neighborhood. He worked for Apple Music, Meta, iHeart, NBC Sports, literally every company. And he made a ton of money and then moved with his wife and kids to Utah. He's an awesome dude. I love Just Blaine. JustBlaine.com, BLANE, to find out about him and if you want to hire him or if you want to have your podcast on the Ride the Wave Media Network. But I was talking to him. He was like, dude, you should probably like maybe interview podcast hosts. He's like, you've interviewed all these radio people and comedians, all 360 in 9 years. Mm-hmm. I think that's a little more than 70 downloads. So the thing is, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, is I went, you know what? I think I'm going to interview some podcasters. So I looked up my podcast because I'm a narcissist. But seriously, I looked up my podcast because I like to see every day what other podcast people listen to because I'm curious because it'll say you might also like, which means that's what other people listen to. And let me look it up right now. There's one podcast I was listening to called Rich and Weekly. And it was pretty good. It's the first thing that shows up. It's like two women essentially doing Hoppe Hour where you're ranting about celebrity news and you say it like it is. And it was fantastic. I really liked it. I really, really did. I'm not just saying that. Before I get to my point, people also listen to the Last Days podcast about people that died, New Heights, Rover's Morning Glory, My Old Boss, David Spade's Awful Podcast with Dana Carvey, Dave and Chuck the Freak, Kevin Klein, Klein and Alley. Anyway, that was me being on a spectrum, having to read every show. Here's the thing. I've noticed like the first 5 minutes of a non-radio podcast, you listen to like a radio podcast and they have commercial breaks, especially if it's made at iHeartMedia, and then they'll localize whatever commercial you're listening to. So if you're listening to The Woody Show in LA, even though it's in LA, you'll hear about whatever local car dealership is near you because of like the SEO and the way it's programmed. So it's like a 10-minute talk break and then commercial, 10-minute talk break, and you don't mind listening to the commercial because you're driving and you're like, whatever, it's going to be a minute. But I was listening to a few podcasts. Rogan does this. Tony Hinchcliffe does this a little bit, but he doesn't have as many sponsors, where they read off like all 8 sponsors. Call Her Daddy does this for like the first 5 minutes. And I'm like, if I'm that sponsor, I'm telling them, can you cut up like the middle of the show so you're like 27 minutes in and then you hear about Squarespace or about Blue Pill or whatever that thing's called or whatever. It's like, you know that like you're not helping out your sponsor by the first 5 minutes being all your live reads and all your commercials. Because I'm just skipping over it. So essentially, the person that's promoting it is getting a lot out of it. They're getting money. And it looks baller to have 5 minutes of commercials. But that company's really not getting anything out of it. Because unless you want to listen to 5 minutes of the same commercial each time a new episode's out, you skip over it. Just a little food for thought. I was on LinkedIn and I saw this incredibly stupid post. It was infuriating. I saw this vice president of like the company. So I don't know what it was. It was some media company. It was like a radio company in like Nashville. So in radio, there's like the vice president and the president of like the whole company. Like Bob Pittman is the president of iHeartMedia, but then like my old boss, Tommy Chuck, is the vice president of Tampa Radio. So this was like his position of some woman for a smaller radio company in Nashville. She was like the vice president of the building, not of the whole company. And I was looking at it, and the woman's like, it's crazy that we put in all this work talking about her, and we only get 10 days of PTO, paid time off. And I was like, first of all, you probably have a lot of part-timers that don't get any days off. And second of all, if your other coworkers are only getting 10 days of paid time off, why should you be any different? Radio's always like, oh, we want to be relatable to people. We want to do this and that. But then, like, when you have the bosses thinking they're better than the people that are doing a lot of the grunge work, it makes you a little upset. You know what else made me upset, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls? It's that guy known as Carl Hamburger. Carl Hamburger of Rochester, New York, that hosts the very lowly Who Are These Podcasts. Now, I went to war with him because I interviewed Chad Zumock, who I think is my friend but confuses me, but I love him either way because life's short and whatever. But literally, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, Who Are These Podcast people, all they do is copy the Opie and Anthony format of talking about other radio shows or podcasts and making fun of them. But the difference was when Opie and Anthony did it, they were allowed to because, what was it? Oh yeah, they had a successful radio show. And these guys are just trolls online, that their whole audience is trolls. And I was on Reddit and I saw my old boss, Mike Calta, he's doing a podcast now with his wife called Me and My Wife, which is fine. I haven't watched it. I don't know if I'm going to watch it. But Amanda's a funny woman, so I'm sure it's a good podcast, and they have a good rapport. Like, whenever I hung out with them, their conversations were funny because they bust each other's balls. And I'm just like, oh, whatever. They made a podcast. Cool. And I've been seeing it being promoted, and I'm like, that's awesome. Good for them. And then I saw Who Are These Podcasts, and they did a video. They're like, Mike Calta's new podcast is awful. I'm like, bro, Carl, what have you achieved in life? The only thing you did is you're an anonymous troll who talks bad about other people. But then Mike Calta, and I'm not trying to like kiss ass to my old boss. I don't give a fuck what he thinks of me. But you got my old boss who has 1 in 10 cars, 2554, listening to him. He's the biggest show in Tampa and one of the biggest shows in Florida. And he has worked his ass off since 1989. And I'm not saying that just because you're on the radio, that means you're better than podcasts. Because I do a podcast. But he's worked his ass off to get to where he's at. And then you're just going to say, oh, the podcast is awful? What do you contribute? All you do is talk about other people, bro. You're a bitch. Can you imagine that? That you're like a little high school bully, but you were probably made fun of in high school. So that makes you even more of a bully. You're a bitch. You're a beta male. I'm not saying Mike Calta is innocent by any means, but he's like putting his, I don't want to say his body out there. That sounds ridiculous, but he's really laying it out there, doing a podcast with his wife. That's a vulnerable thing. I'm not saying he should be applauded for it, but like he's doing something innovative. All you do is trash people and kiss Anthony Cumia's ass. Because you're a bitch.
Happy Hour. Happy Hour.
It's time for Hoppe in the morning.
RyanHoppeRadio.com.
Happy Hour will be right back.
Whenever we're going outside, all I smell is poop.
In the nuts, and we'll call it a day.
As a reminder, if you don't feel like listening to this next song, you can skip over it. But Ryan Hoppe of Hoppe Hour takes pride in his selection, so stick around, folks.
Addicted, Mikey Dangerous. You know it's an urban heat production. Yeah. Yeah. All my sexy body ladies, my babies. Now is the time for you to let loose and get crazy. Come on. Baby, don't you stop now. Keep it burning. Let me hear you scream. My little game. Shut the two-way off now. Take them clothes off of me out. Let me show you how we play my little game. Got my girls and me looking fly. Take a night out, we out the door. As I pulled up to the club, saw you there, damn, you're hard to ignore. The party jumping, you're on the floor. Let me put your hands where I want them more. As I move with you, I can't deny it. I want you badly, baby, we on fire. No, come into my secret place to see what I do. You lit my fire. Baby, don't you stop now. Let me hear you scream and play my little game. Shut the two-way off now. Take them clothes off of me out. Let me show for? Turn my head to your heart to ignore. Got me thinking, I approach ya, give you my number to give me a call. Just you here now, I hear your voice asking me what I wear and take it off. I'm wondering if you're coming over so we can do just a little exploring. I just wanna show you what you want me to. Come into my secret place, you see what I do. You lit my fire. Baby, don't you stop now. Let me hear you scream and play my little game. Shut the two-way off now. Take them clothes off of me. Let me show you how we play my little game.
Let me see you in the dance hall, girl, now it's on. Love the way you flex and the way you perform. Not tell no lie, girl, you body a guan. Can't wait for you dropping on me palm. Cause indeed, girl, you got me intrigued. Requesting my love, me give you what you need. Proceed. Give you loving and make you please and make you sing songs like these. Sweet melodies, your heart and your soul you revealing. Anytime you're ready, make me know what's the dealing. Throw your wine, girl, me don't know the meaning. Tonight I'm gonna give you some of this sexual healing. Girl, you're sexy, you're so appealing. The face and the way, some me know you are the real thing. Gonna have you screaming, lots of heart breathing. So my girl, why express your feelings?
You lit my fire. Baby, don't you stop now. Let me hear you scream and play my little game.
All right.
So wait
Yeah.
take them clothes off of me.
Whatever.
Let me show you how we play my little game. Oh, you lit my fire. Baby, don't you stop now. Let me hear you scream.
All my ladies, my baby.
Play my little game. Shut the two-way off now. Take them clothes off of me. Let me show you
Oh, yeah.
how we play my little
Addictive by it's called Little Game, rather. Featuring Mikey Dangerous and Addictive. Any other radio DJ would be like, I walked over my words. I got to start over. Happy Hour. We're never perfect a day in our lives. 856-49-HAPPY. That's 856-494.
Happy Hour will be right back.
Oh, yeah. This following segment has been brought to you by the best Delta 8 CBD honey around, DZ BZ Honey. At dzbzhoney.com. When I tell you they're the best Delta 8 CBD honey around, I'm a man of my words. Honey sticks, a jar of honey, a lollipop. Little dick the lollipop, the rapper. However the hell you want to get high, go to dzbzhoney.com. And at checkout, use keyword Hoppe, HOPPE, to save 20%. We're going to come back and keep this party going.
Now, something completely different.
It's time for Hoppe in the morning.
Welcome back to Happy Hour with Ryan Hoppe.
Hey, this is Meredith from O and the Freak Show on Wild 94.1 in Tampa Bay, and you're listening to Happy Hour with Ryan Hoppe.
He is heavily medicated, always high, allegedly, and caffeinated on energy drinks. What could possibly go wrong? Welcome back to Happy Hour with Ryan Hoppe.
Happy Hour. Happy Hour.
Ladies and gentlemen, here it is. The most listened to radio show on the planet. Even the other stations are tuned in too.
Oh, yeah. 856-49-HAPPY. That's 856-494-6773. Let's hear this new song I made on AI by asking AI to make a song.
Hobbies I will blazing like lights on a tree. Dropping hot takes, you know what it be. Standing tall, 6'9" with a mic spreading.
That's me.
Fight like Santa on a bike. Talk sex, talk dates, celebrity news. Cracking jokes, breaking down the blues. Pockets full of gossip, ain't no fluff. Hoppe telling it raw, ain't playing no bluff. Ryan Hoppe on the air, Christmas flair, making spirits bright, no, he don't spare. Talking love, life, celebs with sass. Hoppe Hour, man, it's a blast. Got the reindeers tuned.
856-49 Hoppe.
Catching the fly.
That's 856-494-6773.
Bringing heat to
You can tweet at me at Ryan Hoppe Radio.
Stories unfold.
You can always email me, RyanHoppeRadio@gmail.com. And follow my TikTok at Ryan Hoppe Radio.
Happy Hot Topic.
I don't know. I'm trying not to be a curmudgeon, but I'm so sick of this story.
Wanda Dench, also known as Thanksgiving Grandma, is opening up about finding love again. During an interview with the Arizona Republic, published November 26th, the 67-year-old, who first captured hearts of the
She looks good for 67.
internet back in 2016 after she accidentally invited Jamal Hinton to Thanksgiving with her family, gives an update on life after losing her husband in 2020 and how the Golden Bachelor has inspired her to start dating again.
End of life crisis.
Telling the outlet, I don't like being alone and I miss my husband. I wish he was still here, but that's not reality.
That's so sad.
So, the show gave me hope that I could start dating and make.
The problem is that show is so scripted, and the Golden Bachelor and that MILF, or even GILF, ended up hating each other.
Maybe find a second love. And it would not be the same, but it would still be genuine.
Howard Stern did this bit a month ago with Ronnie, the limo driver, who's 75, and his wife's about 40, and he's been with her like 18 years. And I've DM'd Ronnie, and we follow each other. He's a really good dude. I love Ronnie. He's one of the funniest radio characters ever. And they did a bracket about who his wife, Stephanie, would have sex with from the Howard Stern staff whenever Ronnie dies. And hopefully he lives to 105. But it was kind of sad because like Howard was saying that all the older guys that have younger wives, that it like drives them nuts to think about like their significant other just because they're dead and they don't want to be dead, that they're going to have sex with other people. And that's got to be a weird thing, even for that dude of Wanda Dench, that like her husband was like, you're going to hook up with somebody else.
And Wanda shared the same sentiment about finding love earlier this month when Jamal shared a message on her behalf to his ex, formerly Twitter, noting, just because...
Can we stop with the formerly Twitter? We know!
To his ex, formerly Twitter, noting, just because you may be older, we still have a life to live. After watching The Golden Bachelor last year, that gave me hope I could still find love in my senior years. So continue getting your checkups and continue to live your life. In the same post, Wanda also revealed the heartbreaking news that she had been battling breast cancer.
Oh, that's sad.
Explaining, earlier this year I came down with bronchitis and had a CT scan to check out my lungs. That's when a mass in my breast was detected and they suggested I get a mammogram and they verified I had breast cancer. I have been currently going through chemotherapy. She continued, after the shock wore off, I met with the most wonderful people at the Breast Cancer Center. Everyone was so kind, supportive, and knowledgeable.
See, sometimes people go, Hoppe Hour's lowbrow as hell, which it is. But I can have genuine moments.
My family and friends quickly came to my aid and have supported me through everything. And while Wanda is undergoing a difficult chapter in her life, she and Jamal still plan to honor their annual tradition.
Well, that's good. 856-49 Hoppe. This next headline's very interesting.
Happy Hot Topic.
Jelly Roll is detailing how he's parenting his 16-year-old daughter and is making sure she doesn't make the same mistakes he did at the same age.
He's like, please don't become a criminal.
The country star opens up to People magazine about conversations he has with his 16-year-old daughter, Bailey, now that she's older than he was when he first got arrested at the age of 14.
What a badass.
The Save Me singer tells People, quote, I said, I don't judge you based on what you do. I judge you based on what I know you're capable of.
I like that. I feel like he'd be a good dad. By the way, the other thing is, I wonder if like 25 years ago, when all this was going on and he was a 14-year-old punk, if like any of his teachers saw the potential in him where they're like, you're going to become the biggest country music singer.
He continues, quote, "You're so much smarter than I was at 16. You're so much better, so much more emotionally intelligent. You can read a room so much better. So don't try to talk your way out of getting in trouble, Miss Sassy, by weaponizing my past." During a recent episode of On Purpose with Jay Shetty, the
I don't know. Jay Shetty just kind of skanks me out, man. He just seems fake.
39-year-old singer got candid about his criminal history, which began when he was about 14 years old and was put in detention for robbery. Bailey, who the Grammy nominee shares with ex-Felicia Beckwith, was born when her father was behind bars. Jelly Roll and his wife Bunny XO have had custody of her since 2017 due to her mother's struggles with addiction. And the Lonely Road hitmaker said that she's totally ahead of where he was when he was her age. He says, quote, "When I look at what she does that I consider horrible, I look back at what I was doing at 16 and I'm like, oh man, when I'm hard on her about stuff or a little pushy, she knows it's from love."
Yeah, you know he just wants the best for her.
The singer went on to gush about how grounded Bailey has remained despite everything that her parents have gone through. While she's learning from her father's missteps, that doesn't mean that Bailey will follow in his footsteps career-wise.
All right, we get it, that she's not going to be like him. 856-49-HOPPY. That's 856-494-6773. This next headline, everybody in this situation is whipped. Every single person that's involved is whipped as hell. Just saying.
Whoa! Happy hot topic!
I saw this and it made me want to vomit.
Billboard is apologizing to Taylor Swift over a video that was meant to honor the singer. After referencing Kanye West's famous music video in a social media post honoring Taylor, who earned a spot on its greatest pop stars of the 21st century list, the publication is issuing an apology.
I'm so sorry, Taylor. Please don't be mad at us. Every single person in the music business, you're all whipped.
Billboard posted a statement on X, formerly Twitter, writing,
"Why do they do this? X, formerly Twitter. These people at E! News, they have these like, we reached out for comment and didn't hear back. X, formerly Twitter." It's like, we get it. Change the script.
Quote, "We are deeply sorry to Taylor Swift and all of our readers and viewers that in a video celebrating Swift's achievements, we included a clip that falsely depicted her. We have removed the clip from our video and sincerely regret the harm we caused with this error." The original post included a clip of Taylor's naked wax figure from Kanye's 2016 famous music video. Kanye's song and music video was one of the catalysts for his ongoing feud with Taylor.
Oh, cry me a river. Everybody thinks Taylor's so perfect. You know she's got flaws too.
In July 2016, Kim Kardashian shared an edited phone call between the two artists, making it seem as though the Karma singer had approved the derogatory lyrics to the song, which includes the phrase, quote, "I feel like me and Taylor might still have sex. Why? I made that famous." Taylor emphasized that she was unaware of the lyrics in a 2023 interview with Time magazine. She tells the outlet, quote, "Make no mistake, my career was taken away from me."
No, it wasn't. Oh, shut up. That made you famous. I'm not saying you wouldn't have been famous without it, but it's what made you known. You were just another country singer, and honestly, your country music was better. I'm such a victim. Shut up. Shut up.
You have a fully manufactured frame job in an illegally recorded phone call, which Kim Kardashian edited. And
I bet whoever she hired to edit it probably wasn't the best. So it would be like, you know, like when you listen to a phone call and you can tell it's edited because there's like no space between the person talking and the next person. So for example, you call your friend, you go, "Hey, what's up, man? How's it going?" And there's like that second of dead air and they're like, "Hey, I'm doing pretty good." But if you listen to an edited call, it's like, "Hey, what's up, man? How's it going?" And then it's like, "Hey," it just sounds very cut up.
And then put out to say to everyone that I was a liar. That took me down psychologically to a place I've never been before. She continued, quote, "I moved to a foreign country. I didn't leave a rental house for a year."
All righty. Oh, cry me a river. If that's a first world problem for Taylor Swift, she's probably living a pretty good life. Let's be honest here. If words are your biggest problem, yeah, you're really doing it up, Taylor. You're really, living a pretty privileged life. Some people can't pay rent, but Kanye West said mean things about me. Come on now. I love the NFL, but I also kind of don't. It's just kind of becoming kind of an old thing. But you know what I'm not a big fan of with the NFL? It's the ass kissing. And Rich Eisen, who's on NFL Network, he's got a popular talk show. And I respect him. All right, enough of that. He was asked at the airport what he thinks of Tom Brady as a reporter or as a play-by-play guy or color analyst, whatever it is. The little Thanksgiving hungover. And he says he's crushing it.
Obviously, the season has been exciting. Everyone's loving it. But what do you think about the GOAT, Tom Brady's, new role and how it's going? Like we've seen a sample now. Yeah. There was always the critics, but what you've done this. Like, what do you think?
Sure, I'm really enjoying it actually.
He's going to say that. He's the host of NFL Network. What's he going to say? Oh, he has a little room to grow. Like, I don't ever want to hear the opinions of anybody ever on NFL Network because nobody ever really calls it like it is. Besides maybe Kyle Brandt or Peter Schrager on Good Morning Football, but it's like, of course the guy is going to compliment him.
Like, the one in particular I really enjoyed was when he was calling the Chiefs game. And he was basically giving you a moment-by-moment description of what's going on in Mahomes' head.
I'm a weird guy. Everybody knows that. But I'm going to tell you, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, when I'm watching football, I'm also listening to podcasts of radio shows I like. I don't like listening to the announcers. I like the freedom of like, hey, I can listen to like Howard Stern or whatever.
Right. No one could get it. And I thought it was great. Yeah. I mean, again, Tom is just one of one. I mean, he can talk about anything. He can talk about being overlooked in the draft. He can talk about becoming famous.
Rich sounds a little tired.
Really early. He can talk about being dynastic really early.
All right. So that's Rich Eisen. Giving him a round of applause and kissing his ass. Just being honest. John Gosselin. John and Stephanie plus marriage, engaged to longtime girlfriend. John Gosselin is walking down the aisle once again, claiming he's officially engaged to his girlfriend of 3 years, Stephanie. And she looks like a naughty girl in like a good way, like freaky, but not. Because Kate Gosselin would just lay there and was a dead fish. But let's be honest here. That personality you have, I don't really see her giving anything. She wanted to get all the loving, but not give out any of it. I just get that vibe, just kind of like, oh, you're so lucky. I need to stop using the sound effect. But a round of applause because you get to have sex with Kate Gosselin. I'm just going to lay here. Wicked discrimination. There was a trigger warning that causes outrage. So it was a trigger warning, and right here it says, a trigger warning about Wicked has people in a tornado-like rage. That's quite a description by TMZ. With many decrying the warning about discrimination against people with green skin. Here's the deal. The British Board of Film Classification reviews movies with a set of criteria, telling parents if there is nudity, violence, injuries, and discrimination, among other categories. For Wicked, the section reads, a green-skinned woman is mocked, bullied, and humiliated because of her skin color. A disabled woman in a wheelchair is treated in a condescending manner by able-bodied people. Talking animals are persecuted in a fantastical society. Wow. Piers Morgan went on and said it was the woke brigade and to F off with this nonsense. And that's the problem with the woke movement is I'm all for gay and trans rights. I don't care what the hell you do with your body. Just don't do it to me, please. But at the same time, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, I am telling you that not everything's offensive. It's a movie about people. It's a joke. Relax. Everybody gets so uptight about it. Shut up. You're going to die someday. Do you want to be the person that was offended by them making fun of green people? Can we not have humor? I mean, seriously. You should be more offended that ruined the marriage of Ariana Grande and Dalton Gomez.
Happy Hour. Happy Hour.
It's time for Hoppe in the morning.
RyanHoppeRadio.com.
Happy Hour will be right back.
Whenever we're going outside, all I smell is poop.
In the nuts, and we'll call it a day.
As a reminder, if you don't feel like listening to this next song, you can skip over it. But Ryan Hoppe of Hoppe Hour takes pride in his selection, so stick around, folks.
Now she'll go her way, and I'll go mine. Tomorrow will be the same day, the same time. One more time.
You say you got a man, but what that got to do with me? As long as you straight up with me, I don't give a damn who you see. But when I'm back in town, just spend some time with me whenever your man is not around. Let me be the one that'll hold you down whenever your man is not around. Let me be the one that'll hold you down, hold you down. I'll be the one that'll turn your frowns around. Cause you can be yourself with me, no need for frontin' and sucking in your stomach. No need to suck in your stomach, knowing damn well you can't breathe. Loosen up just a little bit, I'm the one you need to chill with when you need you some of that real. Ooh, wait till you see my later, we'll talk about it. After the first time, you might not wanna be without it. It's a reason you cheating on him. Compare him to me, I doubt it. I'm Don Blaze, we can go somewhere private and see about it. Even though that you know it's wrong, you know that the spill is strong. On the low, we can get this on if you be my Mrs. Jones. Don't mean to change your name, but I'm gon' call you Mrs. Jones. See, we both know what's wrong, but baby, we can get this song. Relax and let it flow. Nobody has to know that we got a thing going on. Let's keep this on the low. Don't mean to change your name, but I'm gon' call you Mrs. Jones. See, we both know what's wrong, but baby, we can get this song. Relax and let it flow. Nobody has to know that we got a thing going on. Let's keep this on the low. I can tell you what you missing. You miss them hugs and kisses. You miss excitement at night, and you miss excitement at night. And girl, you don't feel the same. And he's steady tripping, ain't he? Tripping, ain't he? Tripping, ain't he? And I'm gon' simply change it. See, I can taste your cherry pie before I slide inside. See, I Miss Jones them cause they lonely and they decent times. I read between them lines. I see that you be crying, cause he ain't even trying. So I'm the one to ease your mind. Girl, you ain't fooling me. Your man ain't who he used to be. And plus, girl, he ain't cool as me. Filthy riches who can treat you just like the Queen of England. So when you're ready for some freaking, you ain't gotta leave him. You can be my Mrs. Jones. Don't mean to change your name, but I'm gon' call you Mrs. Jones. See, we both know what's wrong, but baby, we can get the song. Relax and let it flow. Nobody has to know that we got a thing going on. Let's keep this on the low. Don't mean to change your name, but I'm gon' call you Mrs. Jones. See, we both know what's wrong, but baby, we can get the song. Relax and let it flow. Nobody has to know that we got a thing going on. Let's keep it on the low.
Let's get busy, baby, take it off. Make it wiggle when you walk. Neighbors gonna call the law, cause I'm about to break you off. Got kids, lock them out. Send them out with your spouse. Make it rock when it's soft. Wanna see you crowd a while. Me and you, let's have a ball. Make it hot like Arkansas. Snatch the phone out the wall. Let me see that monkey paw. Tip it low, ride it slow. On the bed, on the floor. Up and down, there we go. Round and round, yeah, you know. Breathing like some animal. Find the camera, strike a pose. Girl, let's take a lot of those. When we done, take some more. I know you tired of creeping, but now you know you cheating. But you with me because you like the way that yeah is it. You know it feels good, but we both know it's wrong. This what it is, girl. To my Mrs. Jones.
Don't mean to change your name, but I'm gon' call you Mrs. Jones. See, we both know what's wrong, but baby, we can get the song. Relax and let it flow. Nobody has to know that we got a thing going on. Let's keep this on the low. Don't mean to change your name, but I'm gon' call you Mrs. Jones. See, we both know what's wrong, but baby, we can get the song. Relax and let it flow. Nobody has to know.
Happy Hour will be right back. Happy Hour will be right back. Happy Hour will be right back.
70 downloads. 70 downloads. Oh, yeah. This following segment has been brought to you by the best pre and post workout in the game. That being Fortify.com. FORTIFEYE.com. And at checkout, use keyword Ryan20. RYAN20 to save 20%. That is FORTIFEYE.com. And it's brought to you by Dr. Michael Lang, one of my good friends from the nationally syndicated Ask the Doctor radio show. All right. We're going to come back on Happy Hour. We're going to keep this party going and going and going. But first, let's hear from Hammer and Hank.
Hello again. It's your favorite San Francisco DJ, Hammer and Hank. I may look normal, but the truth is, I have a condition known as autism. That's right, it's a condition, not a disease. Fact is, autism can strike anyone, regardless of who they are. People with autism normally have difficulties in verbal and non-verbal communication skills, social interactions, and leisure activities. In a recent study, people with autism are less likely to have a job and more likely to become homeless. I beat the odds by having loving friends and family, having a college education. I have even worked in the San Francisco Bay Area as an honored personality for many years. Always remember that people with autism want the same things as you, to be happy and successful. To find out more about autism, please contact your local mental health center or visit autismspeech.org.
And now, something completely different.
It's time for Hoppe in the morning.
Welcome back to Happy Hour with Ryan Hoppe.
Hey, this is Lex from the Lex and Terry Radio Network, and we are now ready to name our successor, Ryan Hoppe.
The golden age of radio is alive and well on Happy Hour with Ryan Hoppe.
Happy Hour. Happy Hour.
Ladies and gentlemen, here it is. The most listened to radio show on the planet. Even the other stations are tuned in too.
Wake up, folks, it's time to shine. Tune in now to Hoppe's line. Tall tales of love and news divine with Ryan Hoppe standing 6'9". Got those silver little gossip skills, dishing all the thrills and chills. Midday talk that pays the bills. Happy Hour's got the skills. Happy Hour with Ryan Hoppe singing loud. Tallest DJ in the town. Yeah, we're proud.
856-49 Hoppe. 856-494-6773. You can tweet at me at Ryan Hoppe Radio. Whoa! We got breaking news, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. Oh my God. Dun, dun, dun. I'm watching NFL Network. Something has happened, possibly for the first time ever in the history of the Chicago Bears.
This
Hoppe.
CNN breaking news.
I was trying to do the Hoppe breaking news thing. Timing was a little off. Chicago Bears fire Matt Eberfluff.
This is
Hoppe
and breaking news.
Wow. Wow. He had that face like he knew it was coming. Bye, bitch. And that is your analysis of the Chicago Bears. 856-49 Hoppe. Wow, that was a perfect way to describe Happy Hour. We're playing the music. We're coming back from the show, from the commercial break. We're all vibing, listening to a silly song on AI. And then the news breaks. But that's why I love recording in the middle of the day. Also, I have this clip here. It's very fascinating. Sharon Osbourne says she was not going to make Thanksgiving dinner. I bet she's fed up being a housewife. But how many times Ozzy cheated?
Whoa! Happy Hot Topic!
Hey Sharon, how are you today? Happy holiday. Are you going to be cooking for this Thanksgiving?
Fuck no. What a perfect person. I don't know why I said that, but like, this is the perfect response. She's definitely not a perfect person.
Are you going to be cooking for this Thanksgiving?
Fuck no.
No, you're not cooking.
We need to bang.
Do you
I love watching them do things while the paparazzi's talking. So she's like talking to somebody in the back seat as she's coming out of like some grocery store or something, or some like business. And then she's like talking to the person after saying fuck no. It's like, she's definitely got media. Jesus Christ. She's definitely got media training on talking to like paparazzi. Listen.
Are you going to be cooking for this Thanksgiving?
Fuck no.
No, you're not cooking.
We need to bang.
Do you prefer to go to a loved one's house for Thanksgiving?
She's just looking at the guy like, you know, I'm not going to really talk to you. A lot of these paparazzi sound really stupid where they're like, so does that mean you're going to eat dinner somewhere else? Like, yeah, dude, if she's not cooking.
Loved one's house for Thanksgiving?
No, stay at my home.
You like to stay at home? Yeah. So it's better to stay at home than to... You want to get it?
It doesn't even look like Sharon Osbourne anymore. That poor woman has been through a lot. This woman's been through a lot too. OnlyFans model Sophie Ryan. I made $43 million this year. I bet Daddy is so proud. Or maybe she's in porn because Daddy does not exist. There's a video. It's really more audio. It's more of a video. Like, you would have to see it to get it. Because a lot of these videos I play on TMZ, a lot of times it's more of a visual. But it shows Elon Musk at Mar-a-Lago, and YMCA is on, and he's wearing a shirt that says X. And Donald Trump's there with Barron Trump and Melania. And it just seems like Donald Trump is so sick of Elon being there. I think Donald Trump, all the sketchy things he's done in life, I think he has a soft spot for Elon. Because he probably sees a lot of Elon in him. Mm-hmm. Just a little less autistic-y. Also here, now if this were to happen to a woman, there would be rage. But a man, whatever. Zach Bryan, stop show again after being hit with object. Let's not be dicks. Zach Bryan once again pushed pause during one of his recent concerts because the country singer got another item chucked at him. Can you imagine if Brianna Chicken Fry was doing a live podcast and someone threw something at her? It would be assault. It would be anti-woman. But we're just allowed to throw it at the dickhead boyfriend? I mean, seriously now. Mm-hmm. So he pauses the show because someone throws it. He walks over to the mic.
Who threw this? Who was it?
What a bunch of drunk rednecks.
Does anyone know? Who was it?
Bet the person that threw it was not expecting that.
Who are we pointing at? Who was it?
I don't think you want to own that.
You would know? Don't
Zach's not playing around.
Throw shit at concerts, huh?
That's got to be embarrassing for that guy. Or girl. He stops
and
again.
If you guys do know who threw it, we can get him out of here. If we ever find out who did it.
He's not playing around anymore. He's got Brianna Chicken Fry just being a cackling hen, talking over and over about him. Speaking of a cackling moron, RFK, careful with that grease. Deep fried turkey without shoes on. So it shows him, RFK, and Cheryl Hines, which I don't know why she's still with him. She's making women look bad by not leaving him. And he was trying to make turkey.
So this is how we cook the Maha way.
He sounds so healthy.
Beef tallow fat. Look at this. Okay. You can see my fingerprints there.
It's him opening up the box of turkey.
And we cooked it up here.
It shows him with the air fryer. I love watching politicians try to be relatable.
This is the dangerous part.
Yeah. Not cheating on my wife with a reporter.
Put it in very slowly.
I will give it to him. RFK is jacked. Probably on roids, but he's jacked. Just because you're on roids doesn't mean you don't work hard.
Stop making noise.
It's him putting the turkey into the air fryer.
And a little bit more.
You know, like when it's the day after a holiday and what you see from the holiday just feels so outdated. So like if it's like December 27th, it's December 27th and you see a new story about Christmas, like something, and it just feels like it's old news. Right now, talking about Thanksgiving, it feels like old news.
Honey, are you going to eat some of this?
No, I don't eat.
She's like, no, you don't eat me either. You eat that reporter.
Honey, are you going to eat some of this?
No, I don't eat.
All right. That noise is annoying. It's a very strange video because I feel like the turkey just got thrown out. Let's just get the politics stuff out of the way. This next headline really cracked me up. This next headline here, I'm telling you, I got to load the clip. I can't just get into a headline about Kamala Harris. Without playing this. Because when you talk about a loser, you can't just, talk about it.
Loser! You're a loser! Are you feeling sorry for yourself? Well, you should be, because you are dirt! You make me sick, you big baby! Baby want a bottle? A big dirt bottle?
Why are you yelling at me?
Loser! You're a loser! Are you feeling sorry for yourself? Well, you should be!
Kamala Harris has shared a widely criticised video in the Democratic Party's X account. Up until now, the Vice President has been fairly silent, flying to Hawaii after losing the election to Donald Trump.
I would too.
Before returning to the San Francisco Bay Area to spend...
It's got to be weird. I bet she's a hero in San Francisco in that literal liberal shithole.
Thanksgiving with her family. In this short video shared with supporters, the Vice President says their power and purpose remains the same as...
I feel like the video we're about to play, I've watched it. She was definitely drunk. I think she's going through a lot and she felt like she had to say something and nobody around her was like, hey, Kamala, because everybody is afraid to speak up about her with her 92% retention rate. I feel like, or turnover rate of everybody quitting and then getting hired and quitting. I feel like everybody's afraid to speak up because this was a bad look.
As before the presidential election result.
I just have to remind you.
She looks raggedy as hell.
Don't you ever let anybody take your power from you.
Oh, sure.
You have the same power that you did before November 5th.
All righty. And all the liberals were like, Kamala, you career side chick. I've known literal people who have broken up because this woman lost.
And you have the same purpose that you did. And you have the same...
I do not miss this, condescending Trump talk. Not Trump talk. She talks like Obama. I don't know why I said Trump. She talks very, she tries to be, presidential. It's not a real voice.
And you have the same ability to engage and inspire.
All right.
So don't ever let anybody or any circumstance take your power from you.
That right there, that takes on you. It's like when you're talking to a drunk boomer at a bar and when a sentence ends or they're done saying their thought, it's almost like their battery turns off like a robot. Listen to this.
Anybody or any circumstance take your power from you.
Yeah, poor thing. I don't know. Then I saw this here. Popular YouTube show Hot Ones turned down Kamala Harris pre-election interview request. Both the West Wing and the Chicken Wings eluded the Harris campaign. Nice, by the New York Post. Popular internet show Hot Ones turned down the opportunity to interview then presidential candidate Kamala Harris. The top generals of Harris decidedly had an unsuccessful presidential campaign, gathered on the liberal-leaning Pod Save America to analyze the reasons for their loss. Yeah. So there's really nothing to this article. It's not that interesting. It says here, How Ones, which is a great show, they didn't want to do any politics. Yeah. So they weren't going to take her or Trump, which I respect that about the dude from How One, Sean. Like the fact that he wasn't going to talk about politics, because every other person seems to be doing it nowadays. And to have the one person do it, whatever. Here's the thing. I think in America, a lot of times we forget that a lot of our problems are truly first world problems. And this next headline makes you really appreciate Florida or wherever you live. It makes you appreciate America.
Whoa! Happy hot topic!
There's literal war going on around the world.
We go overseas now to the war in Ukraine. Russia launching a massive barrage across the country, targeting its energy infrastructure as winter approaches. And Vladimir Putin is warning the strikes could intensify.
So we're over here complaining about traffic or whoever got elected as president. And then you literally have a missile attack.
Our chief foreign correspondent, Ian Pannell, is tracking the latest. Good morning, Ian.
Yeah, good morning, Rebecca. That's right. I mean, Russia and North Korea essentially expanding their mutual defense pact this morning, in effect challenging the US, South Korea and Europe. The Russian defense minister, who's in Pyongyang, saying he wants to maintain the balance of power in Northeast Asia. As you say, meanwhile, hundreds of thousands of Ukrainians without power today. Russia carrying out another massive aerial attack on Ukraine's.
I feel like when the power's out in Ukraine, it's a lot different than if the power is out in, let's say, I don't know, Florida, where our power's back on 4 days later. I bet it's a longer delay.
Already beleaguered energy system. Putin essentially trying to crush Ukraine's power grid as winter temperatures start to plummet. President Biden calling it an horrific attack. Even the US ambassador to Ukraine forced to hide in a bunker while it was happening. Putin claiming that the attack was a response to the use of US weapons against Russia recently.
Putin's such a little bitch.
Approved by President Biden. But honestly, these type of attacks have been happening for well over a year. And in a warning to the US and NATO, Putin claiming that his weapons, like this hypersonic missile, are stronger than the American ones, and that he has 10 times more missiles than all of NATO combined.
Missiles. I like how he says that. Sounds smart.
He's also trying to flatter President-elect Trump, who's vowed to end the war quickly, calling him a, quote, quite clever and experienced man who will find a solution. But for all the talk of peace plans, Russia pressing its war against Ukraine harder than ever. As
All right. So there's that going on. And then over here in America, we have this.
Whoa! Happy hot topic!
A potential lottery player could have a lot to be thankful for this Thanksgiving week.
So we have, people being blown up overseas, and then this.
Ken, the Mega Millions jackpot has climbed to a whopping $514 million with the next drawing on Black Friday. It's tomorrow night. The cash payout estimated at $241 million. That's a lot of cash for holiday shopping.
Yeah, it is. So literally overseas, everybody's dying, but hey, we might win $500 million.
This is the fourth time this year that the jackpot has grown to more than $500 million.
All right. There is that. This is my favorite part of the end of all the Today Show videos.
Hey, thanks for watching.
No problem.
Don't miss the Today Show every weekday at 11 a.m. Eastern, 8 Pacific on our streaming channel, Today All Day.
All right, I'll be sure to not do that.
Happy Hour. Happy Hour.
It's time for Hoppe in the morning.
RyanHoppeRadio.com.
Happy Hour will be right back.
Whenever we're going outside, all I smell is poop.
In the nuts, and we'll call it a day.
As a reminder, if you don't feel like listening to this next song, you can skip over it. But Ryan Hoppe of Hoppe Hour takes pride in his selection, so stick around, folks.
Empire, yes? In case you ain't know.
lips like she could take a mean one. Must be the air that I breathe that bring this world near me. Cause every time it's a breeze, I feel it coming at me. Oh,
breathe. Is the air too thin up here? The watch too bright up here? The sun glistening off the bezel, leaving them little shadows of ice on your face like freckles. Cuter than a button on one of my best suits, and that pound is shined up like church shoes. I gotta make my next move my best move, even if that move don't involve you. Cause there's a lot of that would love be in your position, whether it was right for your mission. My mission is to make sure I stay in your system like heroin. So therefore it's me that you're hooked on, but sick of. Don't be nodding off and getting comfy. I'll cancel your monthly. Dope boy, who want me? Let me get you high, you love this.
she looked at me like I won't run up on her. Run up on her. She licked her lips like she could take a mean one. Must be the air that I breathe that bring this world near me. Cause every time it's a breeze, I feel it coming at me. Oh.
I'm an uptown boy, that girl from Brooklyn. Best eye chick, she know news in them. Cool with him, so she got the news from him. That what's happening, baby, what's happening? In the dice game, who got bank? Who's asking? 3 6s, look around, who's laughing? Point a chick out, they know who's smashing. I take fractions and spend on fashion. I'm all that, I don't call back. I'm more at a Ford that I'm buying all that. 645, the coupe is all black. Tell the bartender to send more of that. Window shop, who's pop? It's simple. I window shop, I buy the window, including the bimbo. This is simple.
So what's your name?
H.O.
She looked at me like I won't run up on her. Run up on her. She licked her lips like she could take a mean one. Must be the air that I breathe that bring this world near me. Cause every time it's a breeze, I feel it coming.
You know, young and I slide through. New coupe, sky blue, big wheels, interior color, diamond. And I'm used to life in the fast lane. Ask about me, I do the damn thing. You know, money's not an option. Really, my neck's retarded, my wrist so silly. And mommy got a face like Christina Millie. Body like Miss Kim Kardashian. I'm flashy at cars, I move like a boss. Empire the gang, man, I'm that ball. Mr. Montana, drop head phantom. Might jump out the 6 deuce long for the cameras. I balled in the Hamptons, crib out in LA. G for the New York, then the MIA. Shalom, mama, what's hood? And with a G, you good, you know.
She looked at me like I won't run up on her. Run up on her. She licked her lips like she could take a mean one. Must be the air that I breathe that bring this world near me. Cause every time it's a breeze, I feel it coming at me. Oh.
Oh, yeah. This following segment has been brought to you by Rich Keeley, Master Barbershop at richkbarber.com, 4545 West Kennedy Boulevard. And that is in Tampa. Sign up for a haircut at richkbarber.com and tell them I sent you to save $10. This is also being brought to you by Amir, Academy of Martial Arts at amiracademy.com. 2700 22nd Street North, and that is in St. Petersburg. All right, let's go back and keep the party going, but let's hear from my friend Hammer and Hank.
People with autism are often treated like they are different. Believe me, we are. Hi, this is Henry Oakes, but my buddies may have known me as Hammer and Hank. I was labeled as slow when I started school. Come to find out at the age of 12, the doctors decided I was autistic. Now at the age of 48, I have completed an associate degree in radio broadcasting and worked in the San Francisco Bay Area as an on-air personality. So yes, I am different. People with autism have no needs, no different than you. Laugh, love, and learn to gain education and join the workforce. I did it, and so can anyone else with autism. So when you meet someone with autism, don't feel sorry for them, work with them. Find out for yourself that autism isn't a disease, it's a condition. To find out more about autism, please visit autismspeaks.org.
completely different.
It's time for Hoppe in the morning.
Welcome back to Hoppe Hour with Ryan Hoppe.
Hey, I'm Scott Burrell, and you're listening to Hoppe Hour with my boy Ryan Hoppe.
Did you know that Ryan Hoppe got a vasectomy? Well, now you know, and we aren't even sure why we told you. Welcome back to Hoppe Hour.
Hoppe Hour. Hoppe Hour.
Ladies and gentlemen, here it is. The most listened to radio show on the planet. Even the other stations are tuned in too.
Radio, let's go. Money vibes, how we steal the show. Hoppe Hour, wake the crowd. Mike's on fire.
Oh, really?
Real loud. And bringing heat like a summer sun.
Yeah.
Morning show podcast, time for fun. Turn it up, this Hoppe Hour. Ryan got that podcast power. Syndicated, we go global. Living large, never staying local. Syndicated.
856.
Coast.
49 Hoppe. 856 494 6773. You can tweet at me at Ryan Hoppe Radio. You can always email me RyanHoppeRadio at gmail.com.
Never staying local. Hoppe Hot Topic.
In Australia, the government passed a landmark social media ban Thursday. The measure has...
This is kind of an invasion of, I don't want to say privacy, but I'm not a big fan of this.
Broad public support banning children under 16 from accessing social media, including...
Yeah, you can't just ban somebody because of what it's doing to the world. Doesn't seem fair.
TikTok, Snapchat, and Instagram. This is one a lot of parents are paying attention to. NBC's Janice Mackey-Fraser joins us with more. Janice.
You notice how they didn't say Facebook? I noticed a lot of Gen Alpha and younger Gen Z don't really care about Facebook at all.
Good morning.
Good morning. This ban is a world first, but it isn't clear exactly how it will work or if it can work to safeguard kids and teens from the harmful aspects of social media. It puts the onus on platforms like TikTok, Facebook, Snapchat, X, Instagram to figure out how to implement the age restriction. They have a year to do it, then risk...
Yeah, how are you going to prove it?
Facing huge fines if they're found to be allowing underage kids to hold accounts. There's mixed reaction among young people today who say, look, this is the digital age that we're living in.
Yeah, America doesn't seem so bad now, does it, guys?
And social media is a part of it. And they see the ban as losing their right to self-expression. Critics say the law was rushed, raises privacy concerns, and actually does nothing to clean up the platforms.
You should be giving them a round of applause, but they also failed. Just being honest.
And could in turn push kids to darker online spaces. But
yeah, porn.
The law has wide support among parents in Australia who are...
All right, so there's that going on. I have that saying, if I'm bored, you're bored. What else do we got here? Diddy news. Did he do it? Of course he did.
Whoa! Hoppe Hot Topic!
Sean Diddy Combs will be spending this Thanksgiving behind bars. According to NBC News, a judge denies the music producer's latest request for bail November 27th, citing that no conditions of a potential release for Combs would reasonably assure the safety of the community.
I'm glad this judge is not caving into his scumbaggery.
This marks the third time the record executive has been denied bail since his arrest earlier this year. With Combs currently in custody at the Metropolitan Detention Center in Brooklyn, New York, awaiting his May 5th trial. NBC News reports that during the November 27th court appearance, the rapper's legal team suggested to the judge that he be relocated to a 3-bedroom apartment on Manhattan's Upper East Side.
Why?
Where he would be guarded by a private security company only allowed to call his attorneys and have family members visit. However, the prosecution has argued that Combs' release from federal custody could be, quote, dangerous. With prosecutor Christy Slavic saying during a November 22nd court hearing, He is paying his way out of custody and continues to flout the rules. He is a risk of flight, a danger to the community. He's obstructing and trying to subvert the integrity of these proceedings.
Not good.
According to NBC News, prosecutors also argued during that court hearing that the 55-year-old had been, quote, witness tampering behind bars. With a November 25th filing by U.S. Attorney Damian Williams obtained by NBC News, alleging that Combs had, quote, blatantly flouted the law, instructing family members and third parties to contact multiple potential victims.
So there's that going on with Diddy. And then there is this.
In a New York jail.
Another day, another dawn. Come on.
What are you doing for Thanksgiving?
Just kicking it with the family.
That's from 14 years ago.
Football, collard greens, macaroni and cheese. You dig?
Well, this year Diddy will be celebrating a Thanksgiving lunch in lockup. The menu includes turkey, mashed potatoes, cranberry sauce.
That's not bad. It's better than some homeless people.
Sauce and gravy. This as he's still holding out hope to say...
All right, I got to skip over this because of the copyright. They keep showing courtroom sketches. Why are there no real life cameras in these courtroom cases? Trump, Ghislaine Maxwell, Jen Epstein, or not Jen Epstein. No, she's a perfect person. I love Jen. She's great on Tampa Bay Morning News. Jeffrey Epstein. You got Trump. You got all these cases where they just have the little sketch artists. Why? It's a little sketchy. Literally.
To my homecoming.
Gotta skip over this because of copyright.
Attempted bail was denied once again by a federal judge.
I'm just losing everything. I'm the mother of my children.
That's from last year. I bet he had that mother killed.
I don't know what the future holds.
If his $50 million bond had been granted, he would have upgraded from an 8 by 10 foot cell into his 3-bedroom, 2-level Upper East Side apartment. This after the judge rejected Diddy's initial proposal to be confined at his nearly 15,000 square foot private island compound in Miami, which was raided in March.
Of course he would. I can't keep playing this because of the music. Of course he'd want to be at his house. Who would want to be in prison? Speaking of the authority, this next headline is very strange.
Whoa! Happy hot topic!
Tesla could soon be excluded from new California tax credits for electric vehicle purchases. Now, you'll remember Tesla moved its headquarters from California to Texas back in 2021. And California Governor Gavin Newsom is rolling out a plan to offer rebates for EVs with the exception of Teslas.
You know, this is just Gavin Newsom versus Elon Musk. Let me skip over here. This next headline is very strange. It's they might have police cars for electric cars.
Elon Musk's EV brand, known for being minimal and pricey, but as California police stations make the switch, more are willing to pay the price. Like the Irvine Police Department, spending nearly $150,000 on a custom version of a futuristic police Cybertruck.
Wow, you know, those cops have small dicks. I mean, come on now. Really?
The first in the nation, and the Anaheim Police Department and Menlo Park Police, shelling out roughly $50,000 each for the Tesla Model Ys. It's a lot of money for a luxury personal vehicle.
Oh, it's so important to have the nicest cars while your wife cheats on you at home.
And even more when government-funded police departments are footing the bill. But for some, it's not the price tag, it's just the size.
There's nothing wrong with how they drive, getting in and out of vehicles with
It is kind of bad how they drive. They're electric. What if they break down?
gear on, using it for a 12-hour shift. It impacts the feasibility of using different vehicle platforms.
All right. So there's that going on. I'm just in a little hyper mode. I'm trying to figure out how long I want to go. I've been doing the show 90 minutes. And right now it's 1:34 p.m. on Friday, November 29th. How the hell is it November 29th? But I have to be asleep tonight by 8 p.m., 9 p.m. because I got to get up to work at 7 a.m. And I love my sleep. So if I go till 3, then I'll only have like 4 hours. It's just like time is very different to me now. But anyway, that's a side note. This is very interesting right here.
Coming to Hallmark this weekend, a Taylor Swift, Travis Kelce inspired movie with...
Ew. Is he going to talk about his infidelity that he probably cheats on her? You can't be a football player and be that separated from a woman all the time. He loves sex.
The cameo from Mom.
Trust me on this one.
Holiday touchdown, a Chiefs love story, so that's kind of fun.
Guys, we kind of need the field now.
Yeah, Coach Andy Reid and his guys pop up too. The actors told us they're eager for Tay's review.
She might watch it.
She probably won't like it.
I would
Because
pass
Donna's
away.
in it, yeah.
I hope she watches it.
Yeah.
I hope she likes it.
That's the woman that played Taylor, who's actually prettier than Taylor. She's less horsey.
As for the real famous couple's Turkey Day plans, how about a hometown reunion? After admitting, quote, emotions have gotten pretty heightened over winding down the Eras tour, we're told Taylor can't wait to have time with Travis. Both have a lot to be grateful for.
This is when we're going to really see where this relationship goes. Because they've been apart. They're able to hang out a lot and then not hang out. But when they're going to have time together and he'll finally hear her go to the bathroom and that when he's laying in bed, that's when you really get to know a woman.
His Chiefs play the Raiders in Kansas City on Black Friday, so she'll likely cheer him on there before playing her final Vancouver shows next week. The singer's even been
All right, I got to skip over this because of copyright. Copyright scares the hell out of me. Next up, this bitter woman scares the hell out of me.
Happy Hot Topic.
I think we have to really stop and think about things. And we have to stop and think about
This is Sharon Stone.
Who we choose for government.
Oh, really? We got the original lead telling us how the world works. Shut up.
And if, in fact, we are actually choosing our government.
Oh, so we wanted a side chick as president then.
Or if the government is choosing itself.
Nobody cares about your opinion, Sharon. If people cared about your opinion, guess what? What would have happened? Oh, yeah, Kamala would have won because you all endorsed her, but it actually hurt her. Sharon Stone has always seemed very insufferable.
Sharon Stone is speaking out on the post-election climate in the U.S. The Oscar nominee didn't hold back at the Torino Film Festival in Italy on November 24th.
Oh, that's the most pretentious thing I've ever heard. A film festival in Italy. Yuck. Ugh.
Where she was honored with a Lifetime Achievement Award.
Oh, you're so powerful.
Though Stone did not mention Donald Trump by name, she appeared to be referencing the president-elect and his supporters while sharing her thoughts on the incoming administration.
You know, Italy has seen fascism.
Oh, stop it. There was a little bit of fascism in Kamala, too, you dummy.
Italy has seen these things.
What a bitter woman. It doesn't affect you. You just want to be a part of the cool kids hating on him.
You guys, you understand what happens.
Yeah, really?
Have seen this before. My country is in its adolescence.
It's not your country. You're from there. It doesn't, you know what I'm saying? I hate when people go, oh, it's my America. It's like watching a football team and being like, oh, yeah, that's my team. No, it's just, I don't know.
Adolescence is very arrogant. Adolescence thinks it knows everything.
Yeah, you're talking about yourself, you dummy. Enough of that. You know, she's so perfect. Can't stand her. Can you tell?
Happy Hot Topic.
Up next, it's truly the end of an era. Taylor Swift heading to Vancouver for the last 3 shows of her record-breaking Eras tour. Ahead of her final shows,
feels like this tour's been going on 29 million years.
Fans were given one last chance to see Taylor live in concert, or at least hear her. Ticketmaster releasing listening-only tickets this week for $15 Canadian. It means you can go, but you're like behind the stage. You can't see anything, but you can
I bet scalpers will buy it for $1,000.
hear it. Fans were still pumped to do that, by the way.
Yeah.
Now they're not, because scalpers online got their hands on the $15 tickets.
Like I said.
Jacked it up to like $1,000. And they're out of luck, which just...
No. Oh my God, a bunch of cackling people. So there's that going on. And then there is this.
Happy Hot Topic.
Ben Affleck and Jennifer Garner are reuniting for Thanksgiving.
Ben and Jennifer, who were married from 2005 to 2015 and share 3 kids, Violet, Serafina, and Samuel, reunite on November 28th to serve Thanksgiving meals in Los Angeles' Skid Row neighborhood. In a photo shared to social...
That's pretty ballsy of them to be rich and elite and to go into a bad neighborhood. Seriously.
Media by the Midnight Mission, an organization that works to help homeless individuals and families in Southern California. The pair wear matching aprons as they smile alongside the charity's CEO, David Prentice. The Midnight Mission writes in their caption, quote, "Today we were honored to have Ben Affleck and Jennifer Garner join us at the Midnight Mission for Thanksgiving. Their kindness, warmth, and dedication brought so much joy to our Skid Row community. Since their time together, the two have both gone on to new relationships."
Duh, we know that. All right. Let me see here. Doo-ba-doo.
Simone Biles is showing some love for her husband, Jonathan Owens. The Olympic gold medalist documented her journey to cheer on her husband, who plays for the Chicago Bears, as they play in Detroit on Thanksgiving.
And they lost awfully.
The first post showed the 27-year-old flying in a private plane and doing a toast as they jetted off. The gymnast wrote over the picture on the way to Detroit for some Thanksgiving football.
I'm sorry you had to be in Detroit on Thanksgiving.
She followed up the clip with a selfie of her on the plane with 2 makeup bags, writing, "I'm just a girl," over the photo. Simone then continued to update fans as she stepped onto the field before the game to wish her husband good luck. Jonathan's team faced off against the Detroit Lions and were ultimately defeated 23-20, marking their 6th consecutive loss. Simone is a regular at her husband's games, and when Access spoke to her in October...
All right, this is boring. We're also having technical difficulties. 856-49-HOPPE. Ghislaine Maxwell is left starving and hasn't eaten for 5 days as medicine is shut off at Broke Hellhole Jail. Sources say convicted Madam Maxwell and other inmates at FCI Tallahassee are going hungry because of the lack of food. Oh, cry me a river. You literally ruin people's lives. You literally are a dirty, rotten person, and you're over here complaining. I have thought about, like, if you do rely on meds and then you go into jail and then all of a sudden it's like, I don't know, they run out of the meds, you would definitely go crazy. You know what I'm saying? Especially for me, because I'm bipolar as hell. And I am crazy. I probably shouldn't admit that, but have you listened to the show? Mm-hmm.
Hoppe Hour. Hoppe Hour.
It's time for Hoppe in the morning.
RyanHoppeRadio.com.
Hoppe Hour will be right back.
Whenever we're going outside, all I smell is poop.
In the nuts, and we'll call it a day.
As a reminder, if you don't feel like listening to this next song, you can skip over it. But Ryan Hoppe of Hoppe Hour takes pride in his selection, so stick around, folks.
Santana, see ya. See the sun. Mama, please don't be mad at me for this one. But I gotta tell my story. I had to do it. That's right. My name is Weezy Baby. Please say the baby. If not, don't say it at all. This is my story. Well, the A is for Ashley. She always asks for me to take it out her pussy, put it right in her ass. And the B is for Brittany. She brighten the class and she be hating on Ashley cause she tighten the ass. You see, it's for Christina. Want me the big screen of the way she dick kiss should be a misdemeanor. So if you seen her, I've been searching but can't find her ever since I've been with diamonds in her vagina. Yeah. And the E is forever elegant Erica. Sweet red bitch, we used to call her Miss America. I ain't gon' lie, the Erica is the dog. But to the Magnolia nigga, she done fucked them all. Slim, speaking of slim, the F is for fat, a real skinny hoe. So you know why they call her that. And the G for Gabrielle, you could call her Gabby. But all my homeboys seem to call her nasty, man. These are my bitches, my alpha bitches. Yeah. These are my bitches, my alphabet bitches. Yeah. These are my bitches, my alpha bitches. Yeah. These are my bitches, my alphabet bitches. Yeah. I get bitches, I get bitches, I get bitches, I get bitches. You got Belize, Peru, pussy pills with apple. My mommy's dedicated, all year. She never tell me no, the most she say is not here. And then I is for ISIS, mommy a Pisces. She fuck rappers for free, but hit them athletes with prices. They always pay, cause her body the nicest. But I hit that every day, back when I had the white vibe. J for Jonas, kinda sexy with light eyes. She didn't make the band, but she's still doing quite fine. The K for Kia, I hate that bitch, because she's super fucking fine, but she can't take that dick. And then the L is for Lakia, that's Kia's twin. Night and day, every time we fuck I fall right in. And the M is for Maria, Maria. She hang out with Nicole, who fucking Olivia. Well, these are my bitches, my alpha bitches. Yeah. These are my bitches, my alphabet bitches. Yeah. These are my bitches, my alpha bitches. Yeah. These are my bitches, my alphabet bitches. Yeah. I get bitches, I get bitches, I get bitches, I get bitches. You got you got you got Pink for Paulina, she go all night. If I don't fuck her once a week, she probably go on strike. And the Q is for Queen, cause she is my queen. No, she can't ride it like Renata, but her body is mean. And S is for Shayna, a sucker in me. Take advantage of the fact that I'm a sucker for head. And T is for Tara, too much mascara. Tone down on the blush like you trying to scare us. The U for Ursula, she hang with Vicky. They both come over and work out with me. The W for Wanda, she kinda remind you of that game Street Fighter. Hands like E Honda. The Y for Yvette, she get wetter than most. She always tryna get high, but I just let her get low. And last but not least, the Z go to Zara. She get high of Ziffendale and masturbate to the caller. These are my bitches, my alpha bitches. Yeah. These are my bitches, my alphabet bitches. Yeah. These are my bitches, my alpha bitches. Yeah. These are my bitches, my alphabet bitches. I get bitches, I get bitches, I get bitches, I get bitches. You got you got you got you got
Oh yeah, that was Alphabet Bitches by Lil Wayne. I bet I sound so Caucasian saying Alphabet Bitches. Just being honest.
Happy Hour will be right back.
70 downloads. Oh yeah. This following segment has been brought to you by counselingoncall.net. If you need help with your mental health, trust me, I know the place to go to. I spoke to my shrink today, Jay, and I feel much better. So here's how this works. Go to counselingoncall.net and tell them I sent you. And they will hook you up with a top-notch therapist so you can work on your mental health. This is also being brought to you by westchaseprinting.com. When I tell you they are the best printing company in all the Bay Area, I am a man of my words. All right, we're going to come back on Happy Hour and keep this a party going right now.
Now, something completely different.
It's time for Hoppe in the morning.
Welcome back to Happy Hour with Ryan Hoppe.
Happy Hour. Happy Hour.
Hey, this is Rick Rumble from Rumble in the Morning on FM 99 in Norfolk, Virginia. And you are listening to Happy Hour with my buddy Ryan Hoppe.
Because someone needs to say it. Happy Hour with Ryan Hoppe is here for you.
Everyone else is afraid to say what everyone else is afraid to say, Ryan Hoppe will say for you. Welcome back to Happy Hour.
Happy Hour. Happy Hour.
Ladies and gentlemen, here it is. The most listened to radio show on the planet. Even the other stations are tuned in too.
Mic was off. Oh, jeez.
Tall dude, 6'9", host with a quick mind, talking sex and dates, podcast on grind, living life in Florida, sunshine, tan line. Hoppe Hours here every day, prime time. Celebrity gossip, spilling tea, no stress. Dating tips, real talk, no mess. Ryan Hoppe's voice, smooth like finesse. Radio show king, no need to guess. Tune in to Hoppe is the hour you need. Radio waves hitting like a high-speed steed.
856
The Hollywood full feed.
49 Hoppe.
He's got the scoop.
It's 856-494-6773.
News never old. Hoppe got
You can tweet at me.
the stories on
At Ryan Hoppe Radio.
love and laughter
You
always.
can always email me.
Broadcast.
RyanHoppeRadio@gmail.com.
Headphones on. Click that.
Let's talk about clout chasers like Kayla Nicole as she's back at it.
Day won't lead you astray with Hoppe Hour. You always stay. Tune in to Hoppe is the hour you need.
Wow! Happy Hot Topic!
Just when I thought that Kayla Nicole could not get any more pathetic, she becomes even more pathetic. Now listen, because you're going to get the comments, oh, you're sexist, you don't like women. No, I can't stand clout chasing women. I can't stand women that trash their ex, even though their ex never talks about them. I can't stand women, because I have no experience with it. I can't stand women who claim, we don't need the man, we're above that. But then every second of the day, they talk about their ex because they're losers that have nothing else.
Wait, who's your ex?
Travis Kelce's ex, Kayla Nicole, breaks down about her and the NFL star's split in a promo for Season 3 of Special Forces World's Toughest Test.
Can you imagine that your whole life, for the rest of your life, is going to be that you dated a man and you couldn't get over him? Do you notice how nobody else wants to date you? She's a gorgeous girl. I find her so sexy. But guys know that she's just a gold digger and nothing else. This is your whole personality.
In the sneak peek, Kayla, along with other celebs, including Brody.
It says influencer and model. She may be a model, but there's nothing influential about living in the past.
Kayla, along with others.
If you are, sorry, I don't mean to keep pausing, but I have so many thoughts. If you are really influential, you don't have to tell us.
3 of Special Forces World's Toughest Test. In the sneak peek, Kayla, along with other celebs, including Brody Jenner and Denise Richards, are thrown into the brutal world of military training.
And they're all like focused on the training. And she's like, I dated this famous guy and he cheated on me with so many women, but I can't get over him because I'm a clout chaser and I never really cared about him. I just liked him for the attention and the money, and then he bought everything. And then he ended up dumping me and dating the most famous woman ever.
I had an incredible mother. Father, Bruce, at the time, wasn't around that much.
I've been in situations where I freeze.
Going through a public breakup, it's been overwhelming.
It's overwhelming because that's all you talk about. You have nothing. You're not very good at sports reporting. It's not that you're not good at things, but you have no identity. All you talk about is your ex. Think about that. The women that claim we don't need the man, we're above that. But then you know what they do? Over and over is they talk about the man that they claim they don't need because they're clout chasers. And no, this is not every woman, just clout chasers.
Wait, who's your ex?
Travis Kelce. I got a name drop.
You are here to prove you have something about you.
So they're all like doing a bunch of training around the world, and then you got her talking about her ex. She's not really living in the moment or doing anything correctly.
It's about taking that leap of faith.
Go!
In October 2024, Kayla appeared on an episode of Angel Reese's Unapologetically Angel podcast and spoke out about the negativity she's faced on social media since Travis started dating Taylor Swift.
All right. So one of my mentors, Scott Farrell, told me to stop reading the negative comments. So I discontinued Hoppe's inbox and I don't read the negative comments because it gets to you. Kayla Nicole needs to stop. She needs to stop talking about Travis because she's just hurting herself. Whenever that wound gets healed, it's like she grabs a knife and just rips open the scab again. Nobody cares that you dated Travis. You are nothing without him. You have done nothing to prove us wrong.
I would be lying if I said that level of hate and just like online chaos doesn't impact me.
But that's all you talk about. So you're feeding the trolls. You're giving me content. I'm not a troll. I'm a talk show host, a nationally syndicated radio show, but you're giving me content. Because sometimes I feel bad when I call you a cloud-chasing loser with nothing else but this guy that dumped you. But then you keep doing it.
It does.
Yeah.
Even to this day.
Yeah. So you still experience it?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
You could go to my most recent post and it will be people debating each other.
Oh, you poor baby. You dated the most famous current football player. It's going to come with that. People talk about me. I don't give a fuck. They don't say it to my face.
I am worthless and I'll never be a talented person.
Because you're proving that. Because you keep talking about Travis. What have you done? You even go on the show, and I give her credit for going on the Special Forces show and doing hard work, but then she's talking about Travis. It's like you can never escape it.
And I have no career.
Kayla.
You don't.
And Travis dated on and off for 5 years, and when Angel wondered why there was so much hate directed toward her, Kayla said,
I think that there's something about that level of fame that attracts crazy people.
Now, if you were to just have broken up with Travis and then moved on, it would be mean for us to keep talking about it, but you keep talking about it. So you're putting it out there. So you can't just say something and then not expect people to react.
And it's unfortunate because
you're no different than us. You poop in the morning too. I bet you took the biggest poop today from Thanksgiving. You're gonna die someday. You're another human. You're not special.
I've never done anything to warrant that.
Oh, you've done a ton of things, Kayla. Oh, I'm such a victim. You know who's victim? Is someone that gets sex trafficked or someone that has cancer, not you.
Kind of backlash.
Kayla also responded to online rumors that her romance with Travis ended because he was too, quote, cheap and wanted her to pay for part of their dates.
Oh, yeah, that sounds fine. You're a loser if you want the man to pay for everything. It's obviously not working because you are sexy. You are gorgeous. But if guys are not dating you, you might be the problem. You're beautiful. I would love being you to look in the mirror. You should look in the mirror sometime and go, I'm doing everything wrong.
Do I look like anybody that would split anything?
No, because you're a cloud chaser. Cloud chaser.
So you guys broke up at that point because...
No, this is the question. Do I look like I would go 50-50 on bills?
And she ended up regretting saying this because you come off like a gold digger. You come off like a loser. I don't care how pretty you are and that you don't use teeth during acts, probably. She's probably good in bed, but you're a loser.
No.
Okay.
Why can't I find a man? Because you're pathetic. 856-49-HOPPE. 856-494-6773. You can tweet at me at Ryan Hoppe Radio, and let's talk about this scumbag.
Whoa! Happy hot topic!
Alec Baldwin is revealing he still hasn't seen the final completed edit of his film, Rust.
Why would you want to watch it at this point? No one was going to like it before, and now it's really tainted.
Project where cinematographer Helena Hutchins was killed on set. The 66-year-old opened up about it in an interview with Variety published on Monday, November 25th. He said, quote, "No, I haven't seen the final cut. I was sent a rough cut early on before everything got a little more sticky and difficult, so...
Sticky is a weird word.
I haven't seen the film, but again, I hope the film is released, that it comes out, that it makes its money back for its investors. You never want these people who believed in your project to be left high and dry."
Oh, now you care about people after you pretty much committed manslaughter. Now you care. You never cared about a person a day in your life.
Baldwin is also shutting down claims that he is profiting from Hutchins' death and...
You probably are.
Says he hopes the film helps compensate her husband.
Yeah.
We all made a deal with him and we all want to follow through, but this idea that people who shall remain nameless say you are profiting from...
Oh, say the name. If you're going to go out there and say that. I hate when people say to remain nameless, and then you might just be making it up.
That people who shall remain nameless say you are profiting from this. That is absolutely wrong. Helena died after a prop gun containing a real bullet was fired on set in October 2021. Baldwin was charged with 2 counts of involuntary manslaughter in January 2023 and pleaded not guilty. The criminal charges were dropped in April 2023. He was later indicted for involuntary manslaughter a second time earlier this year and headed to trial, but the case was ultimately dismissed.
We know if anybody else did that, they would be sent to jail. But Alec Baldwin, he needs rights because he's a famous actor.
Paulina's family filed a wrongful death lawsuit against Baldwin in February 2022.
I just think the judge and everybody involved just wanted it to go away, to be honest.
And they reached a settlement later that year. The actor shared
He's crying like a loser. You got away with it. Shut up.
Details on his decision to return to work on the film after the tragic incident. I said to Joel, "Are you going to do it? If you think it's important to do this, I'll do it. If it's the only way we can settle the case with Hutchins' husband and the estate is to finish the film, let's do it."
He's like, "I will do whatever you need to make you go away."
So we go to Montana, we finish, and I waived my fee. I gave them back the fee and the budget. I waived all my back end. I gave everything to her husband. He owns the film. Her husband, I believe, is the sole owner of the film, though I could be wrong. Everything was done with that in mind. His comments on the situation come a few days after Helina's mother said in an interview with The Hollywood Reporter that she has refused to attend the festival for the promotion of the film.
Why would you?
Claiming Baldwin has unjustly profited from her daughter's death. As the actor denies those claims.
All right, he's always going to deny it.
He says he has no plans to see the film as it's the most difficult thing he's ever dealt with.
I almost went to prison.
He tells Variety, "I want all things for us to just leave my windshield so I can go and do other things and be a father to my children."
Oh, that's him trying to be relatable, like a father to my kids. Shut up.
Whoa! Happy hot topic!
Here's another example of shut up.
Conor McGregor's fiancée, Dee Devlin, breaks her silence after he recently lost a civil case accusing him of rape.
And she defends him. She's either a victim or definitely a clout chaser with him for the money. Loser.
The UFC fighter's fiancé speaks out 5 days after his loss in a civil case against a woman accusing him of sexual assault, saying that their family stands strong in the wake of the verdict.
Yeah.
She says on Instagram, November 26th, "My man and I have created a beautiful life together. I love him, I trust him, and I believe him.
And he pays for everything.
Our 4 beautiful...
And cheats on me all the time.
...children who smile...
Conor McGregor's a father? That is awful.
4 beautiful children whose smiling faces and happy hearts are testimony to the man he is and who we are." Dee continues, "No one is entitled to comment on our relationship. We trust one another and love one another."
Oh no, we're allowed to. Your husband literally was pretty much proven to be a rapist.
"Nothing or nobody will change that." On November 22nd, a High Court of Dublin jury ruled in favor of a woman who alleged the 36-year-old had, quote, brutally raped and battered her during a 2018 encounter at a hotel in the Irish capital.
He just seems like a really bad dude.
During the legal proceedings, McGregor testified that he never forced the woman to do anything against her will, claiming that the two had, quote, consensual sex on the night in question.
No, I don't believe that.
Local police previously investigated the woman's complaint, but the director of public prosecutions in Dublin declined to prosecute McGregor, citing insufficient evidence for a criminal case.
That's definitely the man. Siding with the man.
The UFC fighter has been ordered to pay his accuser, Nikita Hand, over $250,000 as part of the civil case. Following the verdict, Nikita spoke to reporters.
To all the victims of sexual assault, I hope my story is a reminder that no matter how afraid you might be, speak up, you have a voice, and keep on fighting for justice. I know this has impacted not only my life, my daughters, my family and friends tremendously.
Poor girl. Woman, I mean.
And it's something that I'll never forget for the rest of my life. But now that justice has been served, I can now try and move on and look forward to the future with my family and friends and daughters.
So there is that. And before we talk about Drake being a creep, let's remember when he was texting 14-year-old Millie Bobby Brown.
What about your relationship with Drake? Tell me about your friendship. How did this all come about?
I love him. I met him in Australia, and he's honestly so fantastic and a great friend and a great role model. You know, we just texted each other the other day, and he was like, "I miss you so much." I was like, "I miss you more."
What a weirdo.
He's coming to Atlanta, so I'm definitely going to go and see him. I'm so excited, yeah.
You and Drake? That's awesome.
No, it's not.
Awesome.
What advice does he give you? Like, what does he say?
About boys. He helps me.
Oh, of course he does. He's grooming you.
What? Yeah. He's great. He's wonderful. I love him.
What's his advice with boys?
You know, that stays in the text messages.
That is not good. And then here's Drake creeping on a 17-year-old about 14 years ago at a concert. What a creep.
Look at all this. Well, listen, 17. I had fun. I don't know if I should feel guilty or not, but I had fun. I like the way your breasts feel against my chest. I just want to thank you.
What a weirdo. And then there's this.
And a mesh shirt. Only he can pull this off.
It's TXE!
In some ways, it is the most stunning thing I have seen in hip hop, maybe ever. And in some ways, and in other ways, it's like, this is kind of what you'd expect from Drake.
Oh no, I find this so tone deaf and unbelievable.
It's totally tone deaf, but maybe you'd still expect it from Drake.
Maybe so, yeah, right.
You know, obviously, that Kendrick Lamar's song, Not Like Us, has been an immense hit. One of, if not the biggest hit of the year.
Probably the reason he's doing the Super Bowl.
I didn't realize this. Eric told me yesterday that Not Like Us is still in the top 20.
Yeah.
The song's been out for months.
Yeah, still in the top 20. I think it was 19.
In the top 20. So Drake has now taken an action against his own record label.
Can I just say one thing before you get...
Oh, you need to know what Not Like Us, the fact that
Drake lost this battle.
Right.
So he has lost this battle. He has taken an L.
He was buried by Not Like Us.
And everybody knows it. So now the issue is he's got to move on because he lost this
And we
battle.
all thought he was moving on because we hadn't heard anything from him. Like, he's just laying low, gonna let it blow over.
But he's now going after Universal, which is the label that he has and that Kendrick has over the song, saying it's not as popular as you think.
That
he wants to show it's...
He is drawing way too much attention to himself and his pedophilia, allegedly.
Just not as popular as everybody thinks.
And says he's going to sue Universal and possibly iHeartRadio for racketeering. So he has filed documents to get information from both companies.
I can't talk. Been 2 hours and 1 minute. Just what iHeartMedia needs. Another lawsuit.
About what he's alleging is a pay-for-play scheme. He's saying that Universal paid iHeart and iHeart stations to play Not Like Us over and over and over again. And
I bet Drake's never done that.
That they also paid for bots so that it would get more listens on Spotify.
This is such a bad move.
More streams on Spotify.
Such a bad move.
So there's that. And then here's some more analysis from Ice Cube.
Welcome back to TMZ Live. Harvey and Babcock here. Well, we talked about this yesterday.
What a last name, Babcock.
About Drake intending to sue Universal, which is his label and the label of Kendrick Lamar, alleging, among other things, that the song, Not Like Us, was not as popular as Universal would make you believe, that there were bots, that there were all sorts of shenanigans.
Right, paying the streamers and the radio stations to...
Think about this. So Drake is now going to sue Universal, arguing...
Let me skip over. Here is Ice Cube.
I mean, it's probably not great. And, I don't know how much advice I would give him because, it's obviously, got something to do with more than just... Kendrick. It seems like it's business back there involved.
You mean?
Yeah, I would agree with that.
Business involving Universal, where they kind of got to choose which side they're on?
Well, I think Universal and Drake are in the middle of a deal. This is what I hear. I don't know for sure.
Yeah.
So
I would say that Ice Cube probably has the inside scoop.
This may have something to do with that.
Cube, and I don't know if what has now happened with Drake changes how you feel about
He sounds so Caucasian saying cube.
this, but I know in one of your new tracks, you obviously, you name drop Kendrick Lamar. You're an LA guy, he's an LA guy. Kendrick, the winner of this thing now when it's all said and done, especially after this lawsuit?
It seemed like it, you know what I mean? He's a great artist. They both great artists. So, you know, everybody got to stay tuned. You know, it's an ongoing...
I love Ice Cube's voice. It's very comforting in a way.
You know, back and forth. So we all going to check it out. You know, I like both artists, you know, at the end of the day. Both.
Yeah, Drake's good.
You know, got bangers. So I'm sitting back watching the show as an OG.
So there's that. And finally, I'm getting a little bored. Oh, Wendy Williams. Not too good. You can say whatever the hell you want about Wendy. This song is a banger. Gotta add some air horns, a little production. Downloads, 70 downloads, 70 downloads, 70 downloads. So there is this right here.
Whoa! Happy Hot Topic!
You can easily do a line of coke to this music.
Welcome to TMZ Live, Harvey Levin here.
And Babcock here.
So we told you yesterday that the guardian of Wendy Williams is furious with A&E. She says that they have taken advantage of her.
Wendy has taken advantage of everybody in life, so cry me a river.
She has dementia. They exploited her with this documentary. She wants to put the kibosh on any information that comes out about her.
I love the word kibosh.
She is now permanently disabled, according to The Guardian.
Yeah.
Well, A&E is fired back. We got these documents where A&E is essentially countersuing this woman, this guardian, saying, primarily, they're saying, you know what? You're talking like we exploited, that we had no right to do this. We have a right. In fact, they mentioned the Constitution. We have a First Amendment right to do a documentary on anybody we want, even if they have dementia. And in Wendy's case, they said, look, she signed an agreement saying that we could do this documentary with her. But even if we didn't, it would still be fair game. Now, what the Guardian is concerned about is the way Wendy came off in the documentary. Here is a little bit.
Did you eat something or did you have a liquid lunch? Because I came into your room and all of a sudden out of nowhere, I happened to notice one of your specialty items.
I don't know when they filmed this, but she's definitely brain dead.
Did you drink this whole thing today? Yeah.
Bottle of Ciroc.
No. But, okay, let's just have a quick conversation about this.
You can definitely tell it makes Wendy look bad, but she made everybody look bad, so cry me a river.
Don't you feel like maybe this is a bit excessive? I don't know if you need this right now. We have a lot, because we have a lot of business things going on. I never said you was drunk, but...
You're wasted.
I just don't know if this is a good idea. So you think you're perfectly fine having as many drinks as you want?
Her poor friend's just trying to look out for her.
Okay, but I'm just gonna put it downstairs and keep it cool. Keep it there. Okay. Keep it there.
Yeah, the A&E documentary, as you can see, there was some confusion early on as to what was going on with Wendy. Maybe she was drinking to excess, obviously, in that scene, but there's also some confusion that you're seeing, which now we know, and her guardian has emphasized, was her deteriorating mental state from.
So we'll end it on that. I'm getting a little bored and trying to end this show sooner than later. 856-49-HOPPY. Leave me a voicemail. It's 856-494-6773. You can tweet at me at Ryan Hoppe Radio. You can always email me, ryanhopperadio@gmail.com. This show is for the hardworking average Joe and Jane that grind in life. I don't care if you live in the U.S. or the U.K. As long as you're listening, it's all that matters. We're going to come back and finish up the show with NBA news, unless there is some news that breaks. So coming up next is Hoppe's Hoops. We will be right back on Hoppe Hour after this. Do not touch that dial or that radio device, however the hell you're listening to Hoppe Hour. We'll be right back. Hang on.
Hoppe Hour. Hoppe Hour.
It's time for Hoppe in the morning.
RyanHoppeRadio.com.
Hoppe Hour will be right back.
Whenever we're going outside, all I smell is poop.
In the nuts, and we'll call it a day.
As a reminder, if you don't feel like listening to this next song, you can skip over it. But Ryan Hoppe of Hoppe Hour takes pride in his selection, so stick around, folks.
Oh, yeah. That was Soul de Jour. Well, here we go again. Here we go again. The show's about to end with Hoppe's Hoops.
You ready for the most unapologetic and unbiased opinions of the NBA? Well, don't worry. You've come to the right place. This is Hoppe's Hoops with Ryan Hoppe.
Oh, yeah. Shaquille O'Neal says that the NBA would have a huge increase in popularity if they were to lower the rims so that they could so that they could dunk. And a lot of players don't like that. I think it'd be great, but they also want to be equal to the man, but they keep missing layups. Angel Reese. Also here, Charles Barkley is sick of this right here.
These NBA players suck, y'all. LeBron, give me 25 tonight.
Easy.
KD, give me 25.
Easy.
Anthony Davis, 8 rebounds.
He averaged 11.
Devin Booker, 1 3.
Easy.
Take it, Jalen.
You got this.
Guarantee it then. Guarantee. We gonna win. We gonna stop this winning streak.
Let's get this money.
Come on, y'all.
Stop this losing streak.
That's what I meant.
Would be the.
I know what I said, but you know what I meant.
No, I don't.
Come on, man. You players pick it up. 0-5.
Jalen Rose did really good on Inside the NBA, filling in for Kenny Smith.
Since he bought these bombs y'all be showing every week. Okay, LeBron.
I love hearing the laughter in the background on Inside the NBA.
LeBron, one of the greatest ever. Can't give me 25 points. KD, one of the greatest ever. Can't give me 25 points. Anthony Davis, 8 rebounds.
That's easy.
Devin Booker, 1 3. Are you kidding me?
Hey, LeBron, by the way, 3 threes away from passing Kyle Korver.
Ooh, Kyle Korver can shoot that thing.
Number 7.
Hell yeah, he can.
All time. And he's second in 30-point games now with 559. MJ's got 562.
See, now, Ernie.
What?
That's an amazing stat to talk about. Everybody, I don't get into debate about greatness. So LeBron has played how many more seasons than Michael Jordan and he's still behind him? That's crazy.
Good point.
That's crazy.
So there's that. And here's Charles Barkley talking about Wemby, saying he's the only person in San Antonio that can't gain weight.
Charles Barkley's back talking about San Antonio, and this time it's not about the women, it's about Wemby. And you could just tell he was trying to get this out for like 30 seconds, and it's definitely one that's been on his mind for a long time.
We just haven't seen a prospect like Wemby. That height.
Oh, see, there you go. You can't give another big man a compliment around here, Jay. Come on, you cannot give a big man a compliment without Jack blowing the guy.
Wemby again for 3.
Well, we just watched the Suns highlights and we ain't see Bol.
Yes, that's right.
Bol was the first. I got you,
this kid, man. I root for these guys because we need. I'm just weird about him, though.
Hey, Chuck, who's that? Who just made that bucket? Bryce Sensabaugh. 16 in the first half.
Oh my
God. Game tied at 66 going to the third.
You know what's really... Oh, look at this thing, man.
Check.
Oh, my goodness. Check. You know what's weird about Wemby? He's like the only person in San Antonio can't gain weight.
So glad the show's not getting canceled.
I will give you credit for that one, Chuckster.
Who you talking about, Chuck?
Hey,
Ernie Johnson's like, oh my goodness.
I don't understand why this is the only skinny person in San Antonio.
Charles.
So there is that. This next one, Ben Simmons missed that open layup as a dunk rather, when he was on the 76ers 4 years ago against the Atlanta Hawks. And he's just this guy that every year he's like, I'm almost ready to play. And he has all these videos of him with like a medicine ball doing whatever the hell he's doing. And he's just making hundreds of millions and banging influencers. And then he trolls Bradley Beal of the Phoenix Suns for missing an open layup, even though that's his whole career, being Ben Simmons.
Ben Simmons was mocking Bradley Beal after he missed a wide open layup, saying he smoked it, and I can already see the comments saying it's a bit rich for Ben to be talking, which I mean I could only agree with. But the Nets, they had an impressive win tonight versus the Suns, off the back of beating the Warriors as well, and the Kings, all while being on the road. Dennis Schroeder even said after the win versus the Warriors that teams should be worried to play them. But as you can see in the background here, Bradley Beal limped off the court while chewing on his jersey after tweaking his ankle on this play. Hopefully nothing too serious, but here is what he had to say about it in his post-game interview.
First person I would say was Jesus Christ. Yeah, I tweaked my ankle at the end of the game.
Bradley Beal is always hurt.
Half was getting a little tight. Kind of expected that on the back-to-back, but I was just being a little smart about it at the end. Once I tweaked my ankle, it's like, all right.
Whatever. Bradley Beal is boring. And then right here, there is this. Let me rewind this. Right here.
The Timberwolves had another brutal loss tonight versus Sacramento Kings, where they were up almost double digits with only a couple minutes left in the last quarter, and the Kings ended up winning the game, and now they've lost 4 straight games and have lost 7 of their last 9.
They're back to being a Minnesota sports team, besides the Vikings this year.
As well, and it's fair to say that Anthony Edwards is not happy with the state of the Timberwolves.
Yeah, we looked like front runners for sure tonight. Like we was down, nobody wanted to say nothing. Then we got up, then everybody like cheering and hype, and then we get.
I wonder if they miss Carl Anthony Towns just a little bit.
Get down again and don't nobody say nothing. That's the definition of a front runner. And like we as a team, including myself, we all was front runners tonight, and it was some for sure.
Defensively, how do you make adjustments as far as giving up interior points, perimeter? How do you see that getting changed overall? Give up a lot of interior points. Defensively, how do y'all bring it together?
We've been trying to figure this out for the whole year, man. We thought this was defense was our identity, and it's not looking like it at all.
That's not good. You have him openly admitting this.
We don't know what our identity right now. Me and Mike was talking about. I think we soft as hell, like as a team, internally. Like, you know what I mean? Like, not to the other team, but like internally, like we soft. Like we can't talk to each other. Just a bunch of little kids. It's just like we playing with
It's almost like that's what happens when you add Julius Randle.
a bunch of little kids. Like,
all right. So there's that, and finally we'll end with this.
JJ Redick wasn't happy in his halftime interview, even after this Austin Reeves buzzer beater 3 over Wemby as well, which just reminds me so much of that photo of Steph Curry shooting over Victor Wembanyama in the Olympics. Right there, just barely missing his fingertips and goes in. But here's what JJ Redick was heated about.
JJ, I'm sure you like to end the half on a corner 3 like that.
End the half on a corner 3 like that. Our end of quarter execution has been so bad the last 3 games.
JJ is really beginning to age.
So bad.
What stood out the most to you?
Our defense was awesome in the first half. It really was. I thought our physicality was great.
He's definitely improved the Lakers. They're 11-7 and 5th in the West, rather.
I thought our cover mentality was great, helping each other. We got to be a little bit better with our closeouts.
All right. Thanks, JJ.
The difference from last year to this year, and I know you didn't see him from a coaching perspective last year, but how different Chris Paul, Harrison Barnes, and Stephon Castle make this group. Just your thoughts here from an outside perspective.
They're a really good team. Coming into this game, having won 6 of their 8, some of those without Wemby. They're, to me, a very organized team, and you can probably point to Chris Paul for helping that. He's a coach on the floor. Harrison's been playing extremely well as of late, and I've been as impressed with.
It's crazy. I grew up watching Jay Redick, and now he's a coach. I feel old.
Stephon Castle is any rookie in the class so far. He's a player.
And kind of related to that, Victor. I know it's early in year 2, but you notice him doing things already that maybe he wasn't doing even at the end of last year.
Yeah, bombing 3s.
All right. We have been doing this show for 2 hours and 22 minutes and 22 seconds, so I think it's time to end it.
Tick-tock, clock's a joke, we're playing cruel pranks. Hoppe's hour almost done, feels like robbery in banks. Ryan Hoppe on the mic, dropping wisdom then streams. Syndicated sorrow, now it's time to shatter dreams. Oh, the Hoppe Hour is coming to a close. Radio waves fading like a wilting rose. Laughter and joy dissolving in the air, but we'll keep the rhythm. Oh, life's just so unfair. But the laughter's growing dim. Eardrums mixing Hoppe like fingers without rings. DHX to FM, shoutouts hit the street, but soon the sound will vanish like shadows in the heat. Oh, the Hoppe Hour is coming to a close. Radio waves fading like a wilting rose. Laughter and joy dissolving in the air, but we'll keep the rhythm. Oh, life's just so unfair. Phone lines buzzing, but the laughter's growing dim. Eardrums mixing Hoppe hoppy like fingers without rings. DHX to FM, shoutouts hit the street, but soon the sound will vanish like shadows in the heat. Oh, the Hoppe Hour is coming to a close. Radio waves fading like a wilting rose. Laughter and joy dissolving in the air, but we'll keep the rhythm. Oh, life's just so unfair. Oh, life's just so unfair. Tuned in every night like clockwork to a show, and now it's time to face the silence like a TV on snow. Ryan Hoppe held the mic with humor so divine, the void left in our hearts wider than a canyon line. Empty speakers, silent vibe coming to an end, like a rollercoaster stopping round the river's bend. Hoppe's jokes and jabs, these are daily grind. Now silence louder than the thoughts we can't rewind. Oh, the Hoppe Hour is coming to a close. Radio waves fading like a wilting rose. Laughter and joy dissolving in the air, but we'll keep the rhythm. Oh, life's just so unfair. The Hoppe Hour is coming to a close. Radio waves fading like a wilting rose. Laughter and joy dissolving in the air, but we'll keep the rhythm. Oh, life's just so unfair.
Hoppe Hour. Hoppe Hour.
RyanHoppeRadio.com.
And like that, he's gone.
Whenever we're going outside, all I smell is poop.
I'll kick you in the nuts and we'll call it a day.
Hoppe Hour is now over.
Hoppe Hour is now over.
Game over.